even mastership. That would be not enough. You'd have to still want more.
You're probably right.
Howard 100.
Yay! Let's go to, let's see, Dwayne in Florida. Beautiful Florida.
Hey, Howard.
Hey, what's up?
I want to know what you really don't get about eating ass. I would rather eat my wife's ass than eat her puss.
Well, good.
It gets
Go
me
do
off
it.
better. And
You're
I don't
insane.
get what is so bad about it.
Well, it's kind of where duty comes out, and there's diseases you can get. It's not for me. I don't want my tongue full of protozoa or whatever comes out of the ass.
Yeah, but if it's cleaned properly, I don't see it being any different than the puss.
No, the puss is different. The puss you do under protest, but you do it. Of course it is.
No, you do it. No
This
way.
is feces. It's
That's
feces.
impossible.
I was talking to one of my
but if it's
buddies who
clean
will
right-
go unnamed. I said, listen, I'm doing the show the other day. All these people talk about eating someone's ass. And this guy got tons of pussy. And I'm talking about the top names in the world he's had. So this is a very powerful guy. I said, all your years, and I'm talking about he's been with the top. I said, I got to ask you something. You ever eat a girl's asshole? He goes, absolutely not. I go, okay, thank you.
I think there's just taboo on it, but it gets me
for
off
good
more
reason.
than eating, I can't
good luck.
not do it. If I don't do it, I'm not happy. I think you should try it. I think your wife has got to be super clean, so I don't see any different than you licking her arm.
My wife is super clean, but that's where I imagine some duty must come out of occasionally. I mean, it's not for me. You know what? There's plenty to lick.
Yeah, but you know what you're referring it to? You're referring it to all your wipes with your baby wipes. I bet you.
Get out of here. I'm going to hang up. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
No.
Baby wife. Crazy.
I don't know what's going on today.
I don't know what anyone's saying. It's a very weird vibe today.
Hello. Next week, when Howard returns.
I have a big announcement.
For the first time in 42 years.
I never do this.
Baba Booey. How you doing? This is Gary.
Stern Show executive producer.
I'm taking a chance on this one.
Gary Delabate.
I'm about to provide you with an unlimited source of comedy.
Will be screening your phone calls.
Yes! Idiot Central. Head idiot speaking.
Baba Booey screens your calls.
You've got 30 seconds. Start now. You got 30 seconds. Go. I got a really disturbing phone call.
Only on The Howard Stern Show.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/100. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/100. That's ZipRecruiter.com/100. ZipRecruiter.com/100.
ZipRecruiter. April is CBD Awareness Month, and CB Distillery is celebrating with one of their biggest sales of the entire year. For a limited time, you can save up to 60% on everything when you use code SALE. This is their deepest discount, so it's the perfect time to stock up or finally give CBD a try. Whether you're looking for better sleep, less stress, mood and focus support, or relief after workouts, CB Distillery has clean, plant-based solutions for you. This is premium quality CBD. Nothing artificial, no fillers, just clean, plant-based solutions that work. And with over 2 million happy customers, CB Distillery is the source to trust. So if you've been tossing and turning at night, would enjoy a little more calm, or just want a more natural way to support your body, now's the time to try CBD from CB Distillery. Don't miss CB Distillery's biggest sale of the year. Save up to 60% site-wide with code SALE. Head to cbdistillery.com and enter code SALE. That's cbdistillery.com, code SALE. Specific product availability depends on individual state regulations. These statements have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Ready for big fun? Start for free at Chumba Casino. Sign up and enjoy a welcome bonus with gold coins and sweeps coins to explore hundreds of online social casino games, all from your phone. Spin, play, and discover something new whenever you feel like it, with no downloads needed. More games, more ways to play. Let's Chumba. Only available in permitted states. No purchase necessary. See terms and conditions for details. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21+.
No Shoes Radio is celebrating 10 years on SiriusXM with an intimate concert by Kenny Chesney. Live from the Floribama in Perdido Key, Florida. Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific.
No Shoes Radio.
Channel 59 and in the SiriusXM app.
In Great Britain, it's tough to say the name Jeremy Hunt.
The Health Secretary, Jeremy Hunt, is also expected to...
Jeremy Hunt was comparing...
Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt has summoned the Iranian ambassador.
That's right, Jeremy Hunt.
Jeremy Hunt.
Jeremy Hunt.
Jeremy Hunt.
Jeremy Hunt.
Jeremy Hunt.
The Howard Stern Show.
I'm Seth Meyers, and welcome.
On today's show,
how are you?
Wonderful.
We welcome back late night host Seth Meyers.
Amsterdam's such a fun place to visit, and I remember walking home one night fairly inebriated, and my friend was like, "Should we get a prostitute?" And I said no.
How many times did you have that conversation?
That was just one. Yeah. But I remember I said no, and he said, "No, or no, convince me."
Right, no, let's get drunk, and I'll throw you in there.
And old people being lonely, it's kind of crazy how many things we still talk about that he was in the forefront of. Very sweet man.
Yeah, you know what too? It's like whenever one of my favorite albums is Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska.
Of course.
And I think he was influenced by Prine, that simplicity, just
strip it
sitting
down
there with the guitar. Yeah.
I did know that it wasn't cool to like John Prine when I was growing, because I think when you're a teenager and you're telling people, "Oh, you got to listen to John Prine," and if you look at everybody should Google the first John Prine album, because it's just him sitting on a bale of hay. It couldn't be less cool to if your friends would like Guns N' Roses, and you're like, well, now hold on.
And he wasn't a cool looking guy either, he didn't, he didn't wear a skirt like Axl Rose or something,
I feel like if his spirit is listening right now, he liked the beginning of this, and now he's like, all right, you guys can move on.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was like, you started so complimentary, now you're just busting my style and my looks. Howard's telling everybody I don't have a good voice.
But Seth, he wasn't, he didn't really have a classically great voice, but it was compelling as fuck. I mean, I just got into John Prine recently. I didn't know his music or anything about him. And then I started trying to play the guitar, and I listened and I went, oh, whoa, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And he had different iterations. He had a rockier phase, a more rock music phase with, bigger backing. It's really cool to listen to his whole, whatever you call it. I know there's a better word for his group of albums, but who was kind of credited with being the, first journalist to tell everybody how good John Prine was? Do you know?
Was it? Let me wait. I might know this. This is a good trivia question.
It's Chicago, so think Chicago.
Right. I was thinking it was Siskel and Ebert or something.
It's Ebert. Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
Nice pull.
Yeah.
Very nice pull, Howard.
Yeah. No. I'm once in a while. I could not be good on Jeopardy. I can't answer one question, but that kind of stuff, rock trivia, I can get.
Not that I imagine you would go out to a bar with anyone if they asked, but if somebody said, "Do you want to go do bar trivia?" Wouldn't that just be the most terrifying thing?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because I don't want to be put on the spot.
I also think you and people assume we know more than we do. I think if somebody said, "Oh, you know what, our bar trivia team's going to be," I got Howard Stern. He talks to everybody. He knows everything. And then they'd be so disappointed.
Yeah, people think I'm smart.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they have no idea what an idiot I am.
I have the same, I have the same problem.
Yeah, right? It's so funny. I watch your show every night. I don't watch it live. I can't stay up that late.
Who can?
But every morning I wake up, I watch you and Jimmy's monologue religiously. It's got that's where I get my news. And then I get excited when you do the closer look because I know you're going to do a 10, 15-minute monologue and talk politics. And in a way, you know, I'm sure in some level, I mean, the closer look is mostly about Trump and stuff. But if there wasn't a Trump, I don't think there'd be a closer look, right? You would drop it.
I don't know if we drop it because I think it's something that people kind of rely on us for. But certainly if the world went totally back to, you know, let's say 2012 news, I don't know if we could sustain it, you know? Whereas now, more often than not, we wish it was, you know, twice as long to fit everything in. You know, it was amazing how like for 4 years, nothing happened after 4. You know, so you never had to tear up a script. And how quickly it went back to, stuff's really happening after 4 again. And so we became sort of a cartoon late night show where that thing you only... you know, that only happens in TV shows about TV shows where people literally run in through the door right before we're going on and say, this just happened. And, you know, Wally the Cue Card guy is scratching out lines and writing in new stuff. It's really funny. Yeah.
Because you tape at 4 o'clock, right? Your show is taped at 4.
And when we first started, we taped at 6:30, and then after the pandemic, we, you know, because we were taping at home like everybody else, and we had to move our deadlines up. Because I was uploading huge files to, you know, graphics people in Brooklyn, and then they'd have to upload it to NBC. So everything had to move up. And when we came back, we started doing our show at 4. And I mean, again, for the, you know, say what you want about the Biden administration, they didn't do a thing after 4 o'clock.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You were set. You had your monologue set.
I think he put his phone down. I think I think he had a no screens rule. And so, but yeah, now we're back to, you know, because again, I think, you know, a couple weeks ago was, you know, it seems like it's comedy writing when you say what actually happened, which is, you know, Elon Musk basically said that Trump was in the Epstein files like a minute before we walked on stage. And you just,
what do you do? Yeah,
because like sometimes, you know, we do think our audience now has this expectation of, oh, you know, they'll get to it tomorrow. You know,
right.
But you know, if it's the last show of the week and something like that happens, you do feel like you kind of owe it to your audience to take an extra 5 minutes to mention it.
Are you still like on the weekend going, I wish I was on the air because something big happens, or
No.
you can sit it out?
I mean, that's the thing, because nothing, in the worst possible way, nothing holds anymore. Like, you know, what could happen on Saturday that's still news on Monday? You know, if you just look at this past weekend, you know, it felt like there were 7 or 8 things that would have been, you know, a 6-month news cycle, and they're almost a distant memory, which is both, I think, bad for the world at large, but for us, it's kind of healthy because you just realize you can give yourself the weekend to just be a human being and, you know, ultimately come in, you know, start thinking Sunday night as opposed to Saturday morning.
Have you had to, because of your political stance, have you had to amp up your security and things like that in your life?
We started with a pretty, you know, to NBC's credit, like just when we got this show, there was you know, we have a great security team on our show. We haven't really amped it up, but everybody, you know, like everybody's antenna are up and, you know, looking for anything that might be a red flag. But, you know, hopefully I'm not naive in saying it, but so far so good.
Have you ever had an incident where you get interrupted in the middle of your show where like an audience member gets fucking nuts and then you have to cut it out?
Shockingly, no. I mean,
unbelievable. I'm always shocked by that.
Yeah, I haven't heard it from anybody. I mean, I think that, you know, there's maybe been a couple, you know, I think maybe Jimmy Kimmel's had a couple things, but yeah, and that's really, you know, we have you know, again, our audience coordinators do a really good job there as well, and I think they just have. They're just radars kind of constantly scanning. Because, by the way, I would crumble.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, fuck this. I mean, is there such a good thing? I mean, is there a thing as such like a good audience versus a bad audience when you're hosting a late night show? Like, have you ever had like bad audiences, or is it just total bullshit?
You know, like I walk out and I do the exact same warm up every night, which is basically 7 jokes. And they're not like, they're just sort of baseline jokes, but I tell the same 7 jokes the same way every night because that's like how I'm setting the levels. Because if I can have a consistent warm up, and so sometimes and also, you know, the lights are up, so you can see people's faces, and sometimes nobody's bummed to be there, but just sometimes you can tell they're quieter. And I like to know that before I'm starting my monologue because I don't like to have the shock or disappointment register on my face for the audience to see. So I go out before the cameras roll. I say hi to the audience. I do my little spiel. And then I go back and I feel like I have a good sense of like, okay, they're a little quiet tonight or they're red hot tonight. And that has already been established. They are who they are and it has nothing to do with what I'm about to do.
That is absolutely brilliant. I didn't realize you did that. That's right. If you tell the same jokes every night, then you have a gauge because you know how those jokes play.
Yep.
And then you don't have to be bummed out if they're a quiet audience.
Yeah. It's really nice.
It's brilliant.
But it's funny.
I love it.
I some of my colleagues and obviously you know how much respect I have for them. They sometimes they feel differently about it. Like I remember, I think Kimmel feels he's like, I like to go out. I like that hit of the first time they see me to be on camera. And, and it's like Letterman didn't like to say hi to the guests backstage in the green room because he wanted it all. Whereas that's a really important part of my process is to go say hi to the guests before the show. Cause I like to, I like to just do like a primer coat of saying hello.
It's funny. It's funny you say that as a guest that, I've guested on these shows. I always like the Letterman approach best. Because he didn't I didn't want to have any kind of discussion beforehand. I wanted to go out and do my thing. And Leno used to when I would do his show back in the old days, if you can imagine. I remember he would come back and say hello, and it startled me because there were sometimes things I was going to do that I didn't want him to know about.
Right. I thought the Leno thing was two things that are remarkable about Leno. Leno would come back also not dressed yet for the show. And he was he had no, I'm about to do a show vibe. It was kind of crazy. Like what his resting heart rate before his show is something I will never accomplish. He just seemed so calm. And then I, as a guest, started having anxiety about, are you going to be ready when the show starts?
You're worried about him.
I'm worried about him. The other great Letterman thing is Letterman has been on my show twice. Been wonderful both times. But he is aware that my process is just to come say hello. And he got word that he would prefer not. And again, when you're dealing with the king, you're very much like, however you would like to do it. Yeah.
He really is the king. And he is one of the best guests, right? Was he good on, he's a great guest because he's prepared.
He's prepared and I think
he's quick.
He's also, he's prepared and he's quick. He's a great listener. And you do realize, he's probably, again, after years of doing this, he is modeling what he wanted guests to be.
Right. Oh, no, he was a really good talk show guest.
Yeah. He's really fun.
It's great. And then I heard you had Conan on recently. I didn't see the Conan interview, but that was a big deal for you because...
It's great. Yeah, he was, there's only 4 people who've had the show. And, obviously Jimmy's right downstairs. So I've been lucky enough to have him on, a great many times. And, we had
He's a great guest.
Also a great guest.
Jimmy Fallon.
Great guest. And then Conan, and the really special thing about Conan right now is, I think all those, whatever 30 Rock meant to him is so in the past now. And I think he's at a place where he can just reflect on what was great about it. And so there's a real warmth to Conan in this modern era that the audience was just thrilled to be a part of.
Oh yeah, I said in my book he's like among the best guests I ever had. He's just a very connected, emotionally guy. You know what I mean? He's really a special guy, Conan. I really enjoy him, and he was a really good guest. Speaking of guests, so I was watching you with Monica. I don't even know how to say her last name because I watched that show with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Monica Barbaro.
Yeah,
and it's really weird nowadays. She comes out, she's gorgeous.
Gorgeous,
She's just physically beautiful. And she's wearing a dress. I mean, titties and the whole thing is like, she's like, it's like, you're like, oh my God, she's like almost naked kind of.
Yeah.
And you have to, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what's going through Seth's mind. Like I sit there and I go, you want to say, oh my God, this is unbelievable the way you look. But then you're probably saying, women will be offended. You're commenting on her appearance, blah, 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 blah. Are you sitting there going, should I comment on the dress or not?
I feel very strongly don't comment on the dress. I mean, I think you could say you look wonderful.
Right.
I will get a heads up sometimes from my producer before, because oftentimes I'll go backstage and they won't be in their dress yet. So I'm, I'm seeing them before, they're doing their full glam. And sometimes the producer right beforehand will be like, FYI, the outfit is a lot. So I sometimes am prepared because, again, you don't want to have those like sort of Tex Avery wolf eyes when someone comes out. But
no, you're good at it.
I'm very good at it.
I can't tell you have a boner under the desk.
Thank you
you're very good at hiding that.
But here's like a little thing I keep in the back of my head, Howard. This is my trick to make sure I maintain eye contact. I keep remembering that the entire interview is filmed, and if I want to look at it, I can look at it later.
That's true. I mean, Dakota Johnson, I think, is the most physically beautiful woman. I mean, she is just amazing. She comes on your show, and I have to admit, it's great. You probably say to yourself, yes, because it's a good ratings grabber too. That those outfits go viral. It's terrific for the show, and it's nice that somebody gets dressed up for the show. Whatever, I could say a million great things about it. But she walks out. There was a thong with like what she would wear on your wedding night.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, and she walks out like nothing's happening, and you have this demeanor where you're, oh, hello, Dakota, great to see you, and you're right into the interview, and I'm like, the elephant in the room is her whole tuchus was just out, naked on TV, and no one's talking about it. It's frustrating.
It is, the great multiplier for Dakota as well is she both has that appearance, and then she has this personality that I feel like is really unique and unexpected.
She's smart.
Yeah, she's smart and dry and funny and patient and like not, she's not desperate to sort of please an audience. She's very willing to wait for you to come around to what's working for her.
I have a question about late night.
Yeah.
And I said this the other night, people always go, oh, when Johnny Carson was around, it was the best late night. I think the guys doing late night now are the best.
Well, that's very
I
nice
honestly do. I really believe it.
I think it certainly helps that, there are a lot of people doing it. I think, you would think historically, if you are a believer in, competition bringing out the best, this is the most competition. And so, I think we all have to work really hard to try to, maintain what makes our shows unique. And it helps that we all think the other people are doing great work.
I know you guys were all good with each other. I saw you on Jimmy's show, and it was a funny bit you guys did, really funny, where you had these attack ads and everything, and I love all that. And I admire you guys for all, at least saying that you all get along. But do you check ever, like I saw, I guess it was Jimmy had Steve Martin on last night.
Yeah.
And Steve Martin was great. Do you sit there as a late night host and go, oh, why didn't Steve Martin do that on my show? Why isn't he on my show?
No,
or do you just don't react to that anymore?
We don't react to that. One of the nice things, and I'm sure it was different back in the day, but very few guests have a major impact on the night-to-night ratings of these shows. And
is that true?
I think it really is true. And so to some degree, well, first of all, if any guests matter for our ratings, it is the guests on the Tonight Show. Like the higher the rating of the Tonight Show, the better the rating on our show is. So
right.
I'm always happier if the stars go on Jimmy, that does benefit us.
Right.
But it is a good feeling to know that like you want your shows to be built around the fact that like most people are coming to see you, the host, and then the guests are gravy. Because if you had a show completely dependent on who your guests were every night, like that would be so stressful, and then you would be constantly pulling your hair out, chasing down people. I remember once seeing, I was backstage at an event, and there was sort of an A-list star that I was just going over to say hello to, and not a late night host, but someone who was hosting a show walked over, and I remember just sort of barked at me like, "Nope, they're coming on my show first." And I had this moment because it was right when I started my show, and I thought, "Oh God, I don't want people to think every time I'm talking to them it's because I'm trying to book them." And I think that's true that people are pretty good with that.
Oh, can you imagine you go out socially and people are avoiding you because they're afraid you're going to come over?
I have my talent booker's always mad at me because like I'll go to the Emmys and I love like a fifth lead on a drama. If there's a show I watch and I see like the seventh lead who I think, and I'll walk over and I'll be like, "Hey, I just want to say, I think you're great. I think your show's great." And the speed at which that person's publicist reaches out to our talent department and is like, Seth said they were a huge fan of, and so then she's like, she's always like, will you please talk to the stars?
Oh, that's the worst. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Now tell me if my perception is wrong about this. I feel you were the happiest in your career when you were the head writer at Saturday Night Live, that this was the golden era of Seth Meyers. In other words, that job, that camaraderie, that responsibility, you still talk about it. And even now, there's a smile on your face, a euphoria that comes over you.
Yeah.
That if you could have even stayed, at some point, it almost with Saturday Night Live becomes embarrassing if you stay too long.
Yeah.
But in a way, you would have been very happy to stay.
I think I certainly would have been happy to stay. Now, I don't know if I would be, I think I'm happier now doing my show than I would be if I was still there.
Right.
Because I think at some point you do have to like ride the crest and get out at the right time. Part of the reason I'm smiling is one, everything you said is true. And also I think the people who knew me then and knew the amount of stress I was under, the lack of sleep I was getting, they would say, let's not forget, the brutal part of it. Because again, with our show now, like, I never after a show, if it like doesn't rise to our standard, am thinking like I'm terrible at my job. They're they're going to replace me. Whereas at SNL, like you just always heard, you just felt like footsteps coming for you. At every corner. Having two hot shows in a row. You would maybe think you could have brunch on Sunday without like starting to cry a little bit, but it was relentless. And I'll tell you, man, I couldn't believe how triggering. And there's genuinely not a better word for what it is than triggering. The 50th was for me because, again, they brought me in to, I was on the writing staff for the 50th. I barely did anything, which is a credit to how strong that writing staff is now, and also, how diminished my sketch writing skills are. But I was just like, every minute that passed, I would think, this is the greatest thing. I'm so happy to be in a room with these people again. What a gift. And then like also, 30 seconds later, I'm like, I don't belong here. They're all better than me. I get, and so
really?
It is.
And the same insecurity.
I couldn't believe with 10 years of reflection and personal growth and, and I think like, what? SNL doesn't matter anymore. I have my family. I have my children. What does this show matter? And then like, one thing goes wrong at the 50th and I'm like, my kids are going to fucking hate me. Wow. They're going to be embarrassed. I've embarrassed my wife.
Isn't that insane that like after
crazy.
all the years of doing Saturday Night Live, you still sat there wondering, are they going to fire me? Am I a poser? Do I suck?
Yeah, just that.
It's
the
crazy.
Imposter syndrome. It was like imposter syndrome was like waiting for me when I walked up there. It's like, hey. How you been?
Well, is it like, you did stand up and you were a performer and everything else, and it's not like you walked in off the street without credentials, but at the same point, I guess you're kind of like, is this really happening? Am I the head writer at Saturday Night Live? Am I?
Yeah.
I mean, what? How'd that happen?
But it is, that I will say, like the one thing, the truest thing you said is, that when it would scroll at the end of the show, and, so over good nights. And when it said head writer Seth Meyers, I remember the first time I saw that. I was like, if that's the tombstone, totally fine with that.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Like that. To have been, and again, I think that there were, everybody certainly that I grew up with loved SNL. But I feel like at a very young age, like I loved the writing on SNL, and appreciated what that meant. And so, that was a real, I still pinch myself that happened. Also,
what was it like?
That saved my time there. I wouldn't have worked if I hadn't done that.
What was it like the day that Lorne Michaels said to you, "I'm making you head writer"? Who was the previous head writer, and how did that all go down?
Well, it was Tina, and then Tina did a year as Tina was working at the show, still doing Update, but also I think starting 30 Rock, which was and so. I was writing, they made me a writing supervisor for a year, which is sort of the position right under head writer. But it's so funny, like I do sometimes try to think back to these things that were, turning points in my career, like getting SNL, like getting Weekend Update, like getting head writer. And one of, for all of Lorne's incredible talents, giving you good news in a way you can remember it forever is not one of them. Like
it's very matter of fact, I guess.
No, matter of fact. I would love matter of fact. It's always like, I don't know. It's like he's like shooting a laser into a mirror on the other side of the room that then bounces off a plate and then like goes to an assistant, and then so it's always, you kind of have to. Every time I got good news from Lorne, I felt like I had to triple check it with like 3 other sources before.
You weren't sure it was real.
Yeah.
He says it in a way that's like, oh, and by the way, you're like the head runner,
like,
I guess.
He always says things like he'll say like, I think it'll work. And you're like, but what? Like, I don't know what the it is. Like, what? But I have a theory, which is Lorne's biggest fear is telling somebody something that will make that person want to give him a hug. You know what I mean?
Really?
Like, so I think like he wouldn't want to call me in and be like, hey, I want you to do Weekend Update. I believe in you.
Right.
He would never give a speech like that because he just doesn't. I think Lorne is an emotional person. He just doesn't want to have to like be receptive to other people's emotion. And I totally I understand that. Yeah,
I get that. It would be uncomfortable, like if you started hugging him and crying.
Yeah, because when you think of how many, I also think probably it's a little bit of a fair trade-off, which is like Lorne also doesn't love giving people bad news as well. And so I think it's almost like, you know what, I'm ultimately someday you're going to hear some bad news from me, and it'll also be from someone else. So
Lorne fires people. He doesn't fire people. He has other people tell them that they're done, right?
Yeah.
Which,
I would do that too. I can appreciate that.
Fuck yeah! I don't want to tell somebody they're gone.
When we would, there would always, when we had to let writers go, the process was let the agent know, let the agent tell them, and then I would follow up. I would give it a day,
right,
and then I would follow up. But
what if someone said to you, Seth, why am I being fired? I think I'm funny, and like that's a hard conversation.
Yeah, I think by the time I will, look, there were some people over the years that I think we definitely got wrong, and with more time, they would have worked out. But I think most people could probably, over the course of a year, see the writing on the wall just based on how much they were getting on the show versus other people.
There's all this speculation about who will, of course, replace Lorne. He's 80 years old, and Lorne walks away. And you even said you think that Lorne knows who's going to become the executive producer of Saturday Night Live, but he hasn't told that person yet. I would bet a lot of money that you're the person who's going to replace Lorne Michaels. You're hosting your own show now. You were the head writer. He enjoys you and trusts you. He knows you have good sensibility. It's your job if you want it. So you're going to take it?
I can't help but noticing that you have timed your contract to run out at a very nice time.
You think I'm going to replace Lorne Michaels? I can guarantee it won't be me. That's for sure. I think I blew it with Lorne Michaels. I told you that many years ago.
I feel like he's coming around to you now.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah, when I see him out, we do talk.
That's good.
It's nice. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while though.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Do you get a little nervous when you talk to him still? Or could you be?
Yeah, I would be honest in telling you that there are certain people that, but then again, I'm uncomfortable with everyone. So it's terrible. I don't know how to navigate those waters, especially when someone's so accomplished.
And do you feel like? Do you think one of the things that makes it harder as well is that people don't expect you to be uncomfortable? So now you are both uncomfortable, and you're talking to a person who has this expectation that you are sort of super comfortable.
Well, people expect that because I've been on the radio all these years and so outrageously on the radio that I am like I'm comfortable in every situation. I'm fully in control. And then people say, would you get up and say a few words? I can't do that. I went into radio specifically because I can't get up in front of people. I need to be in a room alone where I'm pretending to be around people. I couldn't do what you do for a second. I was watching your stand-up special again. I had seen it when it came out originally. And Dad Man Walking. And I'm sitting there going, that's right. When Seth got hired at Saturday Night Live, he wasn't hired as a writer. He was hired as a performer.
Yeah.
I think people forget that about you. You were hired as a performer. What was your audition like? Because did you do impressions? Because, when you do your... Yeah, you did.
Yeah, but see, because I wasn't a stand-up at that point. You know, I came out of doing like improv and sketch, and
is that true?
It is
You'd
true.
never when you auditioned. No shit.
And that's something. And I kind of started doing stand-up after I started on SNL. Really,
my
at
God.
the time, just to like supplement my income, because I'm sure people have talked about it. Like, look, again, it was both more money than I ever thought I'd get paid doing comedy, and not enough money to live in New York. Like that's sort of that SNL.
Isn't that the hardest thing though? You get on Saturday Night Live, people start to recognize you, and then you're going to go learn a new skill in front of those people.
Yeah, I had this like nice window where what mattered wasn't who I was, it was that where I was, which was SNL. And I started booking gigs at colleges where they just wanted to be able to tell, their students, hey, Seth Meyers from SNL. And like even on the posters, like the SNL was way bigger than Seth Meyers. So
right.
The expectation wasn't, for example, like I think it'd be harder if you were somebody like, Andy Samberg, who popped right away. And then like, they were like, oh, this is the guy who does, Lazy Sunday. And if you went and saw him, you would, but nobody really knew what to make of me for the first sort of 3 years on the show. So I still had a little bit of anonymity, but I was on a show that was very famous. So I had a kind of sweet spot where I could develop the skill.
Were you good right away? Or,
I was okay right away, but I will say I think the writing was good right away. And so it wasn't like I was going out there doing crowd work or trying to figure out bits on the fly. Like, I kind of treated it like sketch writing. I would write a script of what I thought my stand-up would be. And, I still, I was 27 and I was doing colleges, and it felt like I still felt a little bit like a college aged person, and so there was enough overlap. And then by the time it didn't last long, because then all of a sudden, when I think once you're 31, it's like a little bit less fun to.
I don't know how you did that.
Yeah.
That is an amazing accomplishment to be on television. And okay, maybe a lot of people didn't know your face, but still, at 27, you're already on Saturday Night Live, and then you got to start a stand-up career. And you do. I mean, you do seem incredibly comfortable. And you probably didn't have a lot of time to really get good at stand-up, in the sense that the usual time, it was compressed for you because you were always working.
Yeah.
You couldn't be a guy who went to the clubs every night because you were busy on Saturday Night Live, and then you got your own talk show. I don't understand how you got good at it without doing the daily routine of getting up in front of an audience.
I will say though, time certainly was one piece of it, but to this day, like the most intimidating thing to me would be, going to a club in New York City to try out new material. And I remain in awe of the comics who, at every stage, at sort of beginning to the most established people, the fact that, like Jerry and Chris are still going up in rooms to try new stuff. Like that is a threshold I've always had a hard time trying to cross. I like an audience that knows it's going to be me and is sort of there for me and is going to give me, an hour, as opposed to surprising people and sort of doing 10 to 15 minutes.
When you do a stand-up special like Dad Man Walking, do you write that all yourself, or do you have other collaborators?
No, I do that all myself. I mean, so much of late night is, I'm sort of riding on the backs of this incredible writing staff, and it's nice to have something that is, and again, it is so personal compared to, we're not, the late night's about writing about the news, and the stand-up is about writing about, my family and stuff. So, no, I wouldn't. It would feel less fun, to be honest, to have other people helping.
By the way, in your special, you talk about this argument you had with your son about whether or not Flash or Superman was the fastest human being alive. And I got upset because everyone knows, it's fact. I remember I bought the comic book, whereas Superman had a race against Flash. Do you remember this?
No, but I feel like, now, like other this has happened again. They've written more comics about it, but who won in yours?
This was the original. First of all, my cousin Jack painted all the covers for all of the DC comics. He was he was an accomplished artist, and that was his job. He was a vice president of Warner Brothers. And he sent me every comic book. So I had a full knowledge of comic book history, especially Superman and Flash. Flash won the race. What they did is, no, I'm being serious.
I'm listening.
This is not a laughing matter. Flash and Superman ran around the world. I forget the amount of times. They ran around the world. They had to be so careful in the race not to run so fast that they reversed time.
Yep. That's
Anyway,
always a
so
risk.
they ran and ran and ran, and Flash was like, I want to say like a millimeter faster. And it was explained that Superman had so many more powers that this was, since it was Flash's only power, that's why he was a little bit faster than Superman.
Yeah.
But that's the fact. And you can tell who did you say was faster?
Flash. I mean, but I'm just a fan of Flash. I mean, I think it does come from a place of empathy that he's not good at anything else. Wait, who do we talk about? Who is your favorite hero that we talked about last time? Like Bouncing Boy or something?
Oh my God, Bouncing Boy. That was the great. Did you ever get the Bouncing Boy comic? You know, after you and I had that conversation, Jimmy Kimmel bought me for my birthday a Bouncing Boy comic book.
That's great.
He listened to it.
I figured, by the way, I thought I should do that. And the reality is, like, you got to wake up really early in the morning to beat Kimmel to a good gift.
Oh, this guy is the greatest gift giver of all time. He really is the most generous person.
When my first son was born, he sent me Jimmy Fallon's children's book, which I thought was really fun.
That's great. That's great. You know, he's a witty guy. All you guys are killing it. I mean,
yeah.
They talk about Johnny Carson and all. Because Johnny Carson, he was on in a different era where there wasn't that much competition. And
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's really nice. I mean, sometimes, like a star from the 70s will pop into my head, and you go back and you watch him on Carson, and it's a blast.
It's great.
It's a blast.
It's fun.
But it's a hangout era in a time where people's attention spans weren't being pulled in 1,000 different directions. And again, he was the perfect man for the time. Which, by the way, we should all try to be like the best at our jobs for the present, as opposed to trying to reflect the past. I mean, I don't think it's a mistake to think that the ways of the past would work today.
How many exactly? How many years now have you been on late night?
11.
11 years. Do you ever find times where you say, I think I'm burning out on this? And maybe what I'll do is I'll watch some. Is there anything that inspires you to go, oh yeah, I love doing this? Is there something that you could tune into?
A couple of things. One, I will say that I'm not burned out at all. Like, I can't even imagine, when we have a 2-week hiatus, I feel burned out from not working.
Really?
You know, if that, I don't know if you ever feel that way, where you just
never.
I just have this antsiness that I want to get back. And, a couple things have happened during the run of our show that, I really helped, feel grateful, and, inspired to come to work every day. One was obviously, we shut it down during the pandemic. And, then you start doing the show in an attic, and you start doing the show at your in-laws, you start doing the show in an empty studio. And so when it all came back, like, it felt special again. And I felt like it was a nice reboot. And then just a couple years ago, when we took 3 months off for the writer's strike, you just wake up every day and you realize what you want more than anything is to get back to work. And then you just don't take it for granted when you get back. So, yeah, I don't really feel burned out. And then, it's interesting, like, as far as, what's inspiring, it's always really thrilling to me to watch, things that feel new. Tim Robinson's show, I Think You Should Leave, obviously it's not like we're doing stuff like that on our show, but it is really, when you realize there's still people who are, using all these tools that have been in comedy forever, but making stuff you've never seen before is a really neat thing. It reminds you that there's always, the possibility of reinvention or new moves.
You know what I'm thinking right now? You didn't really answer the question. I kind of blew by it because you did a really good technique. You reversed it on me.
I did. It was really, by the way, I'm glad that I'm impressed that you're looping back around, because I was so proud of me for how quickly I spun you off it.
You did that. You got the better of me. You really did. You go, I hear you're going to be like I'm going to be the producer. I have absolutely no credibility in that area. But seriously, if Lorne came to you and said, look, I've had it. I would like you to take over. It's certainly lucrative. It would be just mind-blowing. But maybe you say to yourself, why would I want to do that? Because the guy had such a successful run. What if I take it over and the fucking thing tanks? I don't want that on my hands either. What would you do if the job was offered to you? Would you take it?
I'm going to answer in hypotheticals. And I will just say that, that is the fact that I walked out of that place with my head held high and so proud of my accomplishments. Again, it's the show that taught me comedy, and then I got to work there, and I got to I went from very sort of rocky beginnings to a place of competence, and then to a place of sort of getting to, be in charge of, for my money, the best writing staff that show's ever had. And then so that would be the part that would be the hardest to go back to, is like, it's, I feel like I walked away from the blackjack table at the right time.
In other words, it would also be very difficult. You hit the home run that you needed to. Why risk fucking it up?
Yeah.
Right?
The knives will be
something.
out. For whoever it is, Howard, the knives are going to be out.
I think you're saying no. You wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You enjoy hosting your show.
I do.
And that's a big accomplishment, and in a way, probably more satisfying than ever being the executive producer.
I don't know like, the scariest thing to me would be like just rewiring my clock again. You know what I mean? Like, I still watch SNL. I haven't watched it when it airs for years. Now, so much of that is about having children that, they're not going to sleep in on Sunday. Maybe once they're high schoolers and they're like, they're sleeping it off on Sunday, maybe we'll stay up and watch it. I still enjoy it a great deal, but it is, that fact, I mean, more impressive than, his taste and his talent and his, eye for what the next big thing is going to be. The fact that Lorne Michaels at his age is still staying at an afterburn until 4:30 in the morning.
How's he do that?
And by the way, not like going and like holding court. You and I could be at a party and we could be off in the corner just talking to each other. But like Lorne has to like sit at the center of the party. He has to sort of people come over the course of the evening, and it is he continues to amaze me. Just as a social creature, he continues to amaze me.
Yeah, because the dude is 80 years old. And I mean, I ain't 80 yet, but I'm getting close. And the thing is that I'm beat. I mean, I don't know how he stays up. I know he sleeps until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's part of it, because I wanted to, he was going to come on my show, and he says, can you move the show to like 2 o'clock in the afternoon? I'm like, no, the show's on in the morning. This is when we do the show. What do you mean move the show to 2 o'clock? So we never got it together.
I do remember like having like some sketch crisis, maybe on like a Friday, and saying, going to assistant like at 11 a.m. and being like, I need to talk to Lorne. And they were like, good luck. Like that's a real like,
Now, that's a fireable offense for sure.
But so of course, as we're talking about how late he stays up, it is he has shifted his clock to a way that
getting back to your audition. The only thing I do remember about your audition for Saturday Night Live is that you did an impression of Hugh Grant.
I did,
and it's funny when I'm sitting here looking at you right now.
Yeah,
I see fucking Hugh Grant.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
He, by the way, also a fantastic talk show guest, Hugh Grant.
Right. Yeah. He's
and this
great.
This is the best era of Hugh Grant that any of us have been lucky enough to witness, because it's like a wonderful like bait and switch, which is we all sort of like fell in love with him as this romantic lead, and now he's just sort of this irascible character. Grump, and he's just but he's still so charming. Like he can't not be charming, but he's just so and now, he'll sort of like size me up, and he'll be like, no, I can see it. Yeah. And he's like, and then he's like, this is where it's heading, just FYI.
Was the impression just the physical look of him?
I was the sort of impression is that it's a great benefit to me to also visually look like it. But it was stammering. This was the stammering era of Hugh Grant. So it was like, no, yes, no, I just, if you, and it was, I just remember just muttering through it. But it was, and then the other, apologies if I told you, but I also did an impression of Russell Crowe if he hosted a late night talk show, because it's sort of Gladiator era Russell Crowe. And so it was just bad monologue jokes and then me screaming, "Are you not entertained?" And and we mounted it. I remember Hugh Jackman was the host, and it was my first year, and we mounted a Russell Crowe talk show. And, big set. It was that funny thing where your first year, you see the set, and I think the late night band was like stuffed wombats or something. It was all Australian stuff, and you just look at it, and you're like, well, they're never going to cut this. You know what I mean? You just go, look at the time they've put into it,
right?
And then you walk out, and it just immediately bombs.
Oh,
and one of the things is, the Hugh Grant, like. You kind of got a bit of a running start because you look enough like Hugh Grant that the audience is on board. I don't look anything like Russell Crowe, and so I could do an Australian accent and sound a little bit like him, but the audience, like right away, like it's almost like they thought the joke was that I was half the size of Russell Crowe. And so the joke bombs. And I remember my producer, Mike Shoemaker, who's my producer today, but he was working at SNL all the time. And I go, what do you think went wrong? He goes, I think here's the problem. It takes 2 of your necks to make one of his necks.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what? And then I literally was like, what about if we made a prosthetic? He goes, we don't do prosthetic necks. He was basically he's like, you can get away with a lot of stuff at SNL, but if the neck is half the size, you're the wrong person to play him.
Were you shocked they hired you after your audition? Were you like, oh, I don't know if this even went on. I did my Hugh Grant.
No, it's the one time in my life I thought I was going to get hired.
You did. You knew it.
I walked off stage and Lorne stood up. I'd never met Lorne. And I walked off stage and Lorne stood up and shook my hand and said, good job.
Wow.
And
that's a big deal. He doesn't do that.
No. And then I walked out of the building and I sat on the curb and just like started to like sob. Mostly because of like the stress of the moment, which was
imagine pressure.
And I think I just was like, oh, it won't be, if I don't get it, it's not my fault. Like, you know what I mean? Like I did the best version. I gave them the best I had. And I was so relieved that I had given them the best that I had, so that if it hadn't worked out, I wouldn't, spend the rest of my time on this planet saying like, I wish I'd worked harder. Why didn't I pick somebody who had a neck that was closer to the shape of my neck?
Did you have a backup plan? Because I don't understand. If you weren't doing stand-up, how were you making, I was
living in LA at the time, and I was doing auditions, at the same time.
As an actor?
Yeah, as an actor. There was I remember there was at the time, there was Fox was trying to do, they never did it, but they were having auditions for an improv show, like a live improv show, sort of like Whose Line? Right. And I remember I was auditioning for that at the same time as the SNL thing happened. And in my head, I thought I had obviously, a way better shot at the Fox improv pilot than the Comedy Institution. And so I got a call. I went back to LA and again, I'd auditioned, I flew back to LA. Then I flew 2 days later, I flew to New York to have a meeting with Lorne. Years later, I learned that Lorne his job in that meeting was to tell me I was hired. And when I left, I had no idea I was hired.
Yeah, good job.
Good job. I went and I also, I didn't think I hadn't been hired either. I had been told that the purpose of the meeting was sort of like a personality vet. Like Lorne just wants you to kind of know who you are before he hires you. And I remember after that, I went and I just around Midtown, right around here. I remember I was sitting outside and having lunch with a friend who lived in New York, and Jeff Richards, who was hired the same year as me. Jeff's a really funny impressionist. He did a great character called Drunk Girl, and really funny guy. And he had the same meeting with Lorne, and we had met a couple days earlier when we auditioned. He was walking down the street, and I was like, "Hey man, how'd your meeting with Lorne go?" He goes, "Good, he hired me." And so when I heard that he had been hired, then I was like, "Oh, I didn't get hired, right?" Why would Lorne hire one guy and then not tell me? And of course, it was just all goes back to that thing where Lorne is like actually not really good at messages. And so
not good at communicating.
No, I was gutted, and then I flew back to LA, and I remember just like the longest 48 hours of my life. I just wanted to know. I was like, just let me know I didn't get it, and I got a call from the producer of the Fox show. I remember seeing him calling and thinking, all right, well maybe this is going to be the silver lining here. And he was the one. He goes, "Hey, I just wanted to say I heard about SNL. Congrats." And
really?
And I was like, "Oh no, I don't think it's official." He's like, "Oh no," he goes, "Word's out." So like I wasn't even the first to know. Like the industry knew before.
Wow.
Yeah.
How fucking weird is that?
Fucking weird.
Now that I see the Hugh Grant thing, were you like a super popular guy with women in high school and stuff? If you look like Hugh Grant and he's starring with Julia Roberts.
I know. I feel like if Hugh Grant's career had just been slid up like 8 years, a little 8 years earlier, like by the time I was a Hugh Grant type, it was too late.
Were you considered like a ladies' man?
No, I was not.
Like were girls in high school going, "Wow, look at that guy, he's so hot." He's like Hugh Grant.
I feel like here's the most heartbreaking thing. I feel like I've talked like, I'm still like very close with people I went to high school with. And like, sometimes we'll be like, oh my God, all the girls thought you were so cute. And I'll be like, what? What? Nobody told me?
You had no idea.
No, it just was not. I've never had any game.
You never had a girlfriend in high school? It wasn't until you got older?
I never really had a serious girl. I mean, I kind of never had a serious... I mean, one could argue Alexi, my wife, is the first serious girlfriend I had. And I think a lot of that was just, how much I cared about other stuff. Like, I certainly when I was on SNL, like I dated girls, but I was so committed to SNL, and that schedule is so terrible that I did not have many.
Yeah, when you're at SNL and you're spending your whole life there and you're so career motivated, the only people you can date probably are the people who work at SNL or are guests on the show, right?
Yeah, or like people who are just really like sort of nightlife oriented. You know what I mean?
Right,
like, 'cause your hours are such that it's kind of hard to have I think a robust relationship with a sort of civilian who's working sort of a 9-to-5 job is probably hard to pull off.
Did you ever get close to falling in love with anybody else? Did you ever think for a while like this is it? This is going to be before you met your wife?
No, I really
didn't. You
didn't.
were always kind of like just dating and it.
And like it was not. It also didn't sort of feel like a piece that was missing for me. I was never like, woe is me, when will I find my one true love? Like I was pretty, I have this weird, I don't know if it's a contradiction, but like, I like being social. I really like people, but I also fucking love being alone. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like I am so, and my parents would say like that, the happiest I was like up in my room, like, just reading a book. And so like one of the nice things about, my marriage is I think that if it weren't for Alexi, I wouldn't be a particularly social person. And I love our friends and our social life, but I'm not a very good self-starter with that sort of thing.
So you weren't insecure. You weren't the kind of guy who went, I can't walk into a room without a woman on my arm and I can't, it's just...
No. I mean, don't get me wrong. I saw guys with women on their arms and I was like, oh, that looks nice. But it also felt like, it was a little bit like watching somebody... speak fluent Italian, and you think, I'd like to speak fluent Italian, but then you're also like, but I don't think I'm going to put the time in.
But because you love your career so much, I mean, you do. You love your career and you love comedy and you love writing. Were you nervous to get married in the sense that, not that you didn't love your wife, you have a great relationship, but even the decision to have kids, it's like, selfishly you can go, well, this is just, I don't have time for them. I do not have time for a family.
Yeah, I don't think it occurred to me like how much time it took. But, I can also say I'm so happy because, at this point with 3 incredible kids, and I also have a career that I don't feel like has suffered. And one could argue, certainly based on, Lobby Baby or Dead Man Walking, that like without my kids, like what the fuck would I be talking about in stand-up?
No, the special is great. When you talked about microdosing television, because you and your wife are so tired at night, and I related to this. You lay down in bed, you said, and you put on a show, and of course you spend hours looking for a show to watch. You go to sit and watch the show. By the time you get to the show, 5 minutes, she's asleep, and then you have to rewind the TV. Because
she won't let me turn it off right away because if I turn it off when she falls asleep, she'll wake up. So I have to slowly lower the volume.
Oh, that's
and then
funny.
So it takes so long. It takes so long to watch it. And now, I mean, do you guys still watch TV together?
Yeah, we get in bed at night to watch TV, and it's so unbelievable. You hit it right on the head.
Yeah.
You said, I love the punchline to your joke. It was like, yeah, it takes us 3.5 months to watch a show, and it's so fun. 3.5 months is just funny.
I had a joke that didn't work that I like. I was like, just to let you know where we're at. We just finished season 2 of Murphy Brown. That's how far behind we are.
That's good. It didn't make it.
It didn't make it.
I like it.
There's that dream. Sometimes, because again, it's like, what show should we watch? And like, I also don't like that moment where, as a couple, we're both judging a show. And by that, I mean, like, I want to find one she's going to watch. Like, I don't want to watch one. I don't want to like meet her halfway and then have her like looking at her phone. Because I'm like, I can find a show I can watch by myself. But if we're going to do this together, I want it to be one that you're. So when we, like, a few years ago, we're like, let's rewatch Mad Men. And it was the dream because it was basically like a month and a half where we knew what we were watching when we got in bed. Because it's that like deciding. I don't think our marriage isn't strong enough to pick a new show.
We have a thing where I pick shows because I love getting in bed and just watching by myself for a few minutes before Beth gets in bed. And then we have a show we watch together. So I started watching The Last of Us with the zombies and people killing each other. I go, she's not going to want to watch this. No. She gets in bed. She goes, what is this? I go, it's called The Last of Us. It's not for you. It's zombies. She goes, I like this. How could you watch this without me? I do like this. And then it's like we have to rewind and start from the beginning.
How far into it were you when the rewind took?
Probably 3 episodes.
But 3 is okay. I will say for the I think the bummer would be like, see, I made a mistake. So sometimes this will happen where I accidentally reveal that I have been watching a show.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like somebody, because I think that I try very hard. I try to present to my wife that I have no free time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like you cheated on her or something.
Exactly.
Like, I'm watching a show.
She's not even. She doesn't care that I watched a show that she wanted to watch. She's like, when the fuck did you find 2 hours? Like, you know that.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, you're Mr. Busy.
Yeah, Mr.
Who has
Busy.
no time for the kids or anything
but
like that.
But then it's when you're at a dinner party and someone says, "Oh my God, have you been watching, for example, Department Q?" I don't even watch it, but like, so I both know. I'm like, I should say I finished it, but I do also want to talk about it. Yeah.
Like Department Q. Everyone told me that's the show.
Yeah,
that's the show to watch. So I said to my wife, I sent her the trailer. Do you want to watch Department Q? She goes, yes, I do. There's no time for us to watch together.
Yeah.
She's busy all day. I'm busy all day. I want to watch Department Q. And I've been contemplating watching it behind her back, but I'm afraid to. And you did it. You actually watched it.
Well, there's another, I will say like a few years ago, I remember my wife said, it was True Detective, season 1 of True Detective. And like halfway through it, she goes, I don't think I can watch another dead girl show. You know, because again, she's like, I just can't do it. And it's amazing how that eliminates like 85% of television.
Yeah.
Like there was a real like sort of dead girl era where like if you weren't into that, like there was just no TV you could watch.
But then do you say to your wife, well, I'll watch it on my own? And then she goes, no, I'll watch it with you. So
no, I don't. She's pretty good. Like she, you know, and she has her own things. You know, there's shows she knows I won't be into. But I will say, Howard, and you know, I think you also have a great amount of respect for my wife, and I love her a great deal.
Oh, I do.
But let me just tell you this, and tell me if you still have respect for my wife.
Okay.
She watches shows on her phone in bed with me, no headphones.
Oh, that's not good.
I mean,
that's not right.
It's a criminal.
That's terrible.
It's a criminal.
Oh
act.
My God!
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, because her thing is a lot of she's there's a whole sort of list of things that has to happen for her to sort of fall asleep, and one is like she gets slowly tired while she's watching a thing, and she doesn't like to fall asleep with headphones in. So
what are you doing while she's watching this show?
I've just like learned to like. I basically am acting like I'm in college and I am in a room where the walls are thin and the person next door is watching a show. And there's
so what are you doing? Are you reading a book or are you?
I'm like just online.
Oh my God! Yeah. You know, I have such a fantasy about your life with your wife because she was a process. She was a district attorney.
Yeah, assistant.
And beautiful woman.
Yep.
And I'm like. She must be the greatest wife because she's powerful on her own.
Yep.
She's so competent and smart that she was a district attorney.
Yeah.
And I imagine her taking charge of your life.
Oh, she does that, yes.
And I love that. You see that?
Yes.
I like when people take charge.
Most of the things you're saying, you're right, and you should love her for all those reasons.
Right.
But the two of you are going to be very happy.
Yes. No, I'm sure. She would have looked at me like I'm a schlub. I mean, you know, like I was a district attorney. She went to law school.
She did, yeah.
And she was probably the hottest person in her law class. And
I'm going to say, you know what? Obviously, I'm a big fan, but I'm going to say no close second. I think she was the hottest person in her class.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She also just, it was really cool because the kids got to see it. She just gave the commencement address at her high school. So she grew up in Albuquerque, and so we went back to Albuquerque. And at first she was, she said, maybe I'll just go with my sister and I'll, see my parents. And which I also thought, yeah, do that. You deserve a weekend by yourself and let it be a celebration of you. And then she had a really good instinct, which is like, I think it'd be cool for our kids to see it. And I think, obviously we have two very different careers, and the kids are aware that I'm, on stage a lot, and I'm seen by strangers a great deal. And I was like, oh yeah, this will be good for our kids to see you on stage, like you.
Yeah.
And it was really one of the coolest days of my life. She was really funny, and she was really, moving, and it was smart, and you could tell like the kids were hanging on her every word. And then on top of it all, my daughter Addie, who's 3, was just getting over a cold, and she was that thing where she's really in her mom era. And she's crying. The minute she sees Alexi walk in her cap and gown, she's like, reaching for her. And I'm thinking, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want to ruin graduation. Do I bring, I also want to see it. I could bring my daughter out of the tent, but then I'm going to kind of miss it. And Alexi just basically says, just give her to me. And so she takes my daughter, walks up on stage, sits her in a chair next to her. And, my daughter calms down as soon as she's there. But Howard, if I had to go do stand-up and one of my kids had to was melting down and being on stage, I would turn against everyone. I would turn. I would go up to Lexi and be like, "This is why I don't want you." When it's my day, it's my day. And instead, and so she just had this incredible balance of I'm a professional woman, and now I'm going to speak to my experiences in the world, but also I am a full-time, you never can stop being a mom. And so my daughter's going to sit here and she never blinked. And I was like, oh, you don't even do this for a living, being in stage in front of people. And,
I'm flabbergasted by this.
Yeah.
This is fantastic improvisation to suddenly say, I had my whole plan. Now my kid's freaking out. I'm going to bring the kid on stage.
Yeah.
And it's going to go seamlessly, and I'm not going to be uptight about it. The kid comes first. This is some woman you're married to.
And then on top of it all, her 6-year-old niece, and it's a big graduation. So, it's projected on screens as well, right?
Right.
And the 6-year-old niece just stands up. She's sitting with us, mid-speech, walks on stage, stands next to her at the podium. And again, I just watch my wife just glance down at her. And again, just make this, and it's a real mom's decision, which is, again, the dad's decision would be like, get her out of here.
What are you doing? I'm working.
Whereas her thing was I just watching her process in real time, which is, this will go, the smoothest way through this is to ignore her. But if you were watching on the screens, you see my wife, she's looking gorgeous behind a podium wearing a cap and gown. And then it's just like a Muppet's head. You don't even see the full, because my niece is behind the podium, and you just see the top half of her head. Yeah. And it was just so fun. And it's just sort of bobbing in and out of frame. And again, she wasn't, it was obviously, she was to some degree a distraction. But I sort of felt like the full breadth of the day was like, oh my God, look at the sort of nonstop balancing act somebody like my wife is sort of getting through to execute the things she needs to execute.
But I'm proud of you too, because you realize that your kids see you on stage, they see you on TV, and the whole world can become about you.
Yes.
And you're aware that the kids have to feel like they're the stars in the family.
Yeah.
And that's it's a very, look, I'm sure as you probably believe this too, that anyone who goes into this type of business has narcissistic tendencies.
Yeah.
And we can be, we can be like, we want to suck up all the attention in the room. To put that aside for your kids, it's harder than it looks.
It was
really
also nice.
Make them
I because again, I was, I wasn't faking it. I was genuinely laughing at things my wife was saying. And I later, I heard the kids saying to Alexi, oh my God, Dad really thinks you're funny. And I was like, oh, this is a good day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a good day.
No.
We do, on that narcissism thing, because my middle one who was born in the lobby, and I call that special lobby baby. It's so funny because I'll be with the boys, and sometimes people will just say, which one's lobby baby? And lobby baby doesn't even answer. The oldest one always goes, he's lobby baby, I'm hospital baby. And I'm like, nobody cares. Buddy.
That's right.
Yeah, I know you think that's interesting. Nobody wants to meet a hospital baby.
The other big thing in your special that I was so glad you addressed, that everyone thinks you're Jewish, including me.
Yeah.
Because of the name Myers.
That's
a Jewish
Seth
name.
is a pretty Jewish
And
name.
Seth is a Jewish name. I would have bet big money that you were Jewish. And I pride myself on knowing who's Jewish. I can tell by name. My wife's even like, how do you know they're Jewish? I go, you know.
I mean, look, it's it's not father's father Jewish. So, know, it's not, devoid of Judaism, but which certainly wasn't raised Jewish. Yeah.
Yeah. Does that bother you that everyone thinks you're Jewish?
No, I've always kind of liked it. I mean, it's interesting to have, this thing that, there's obviously some truth to it on a genetic level. And again, it is,
Is it important nowadays, Seth, to get word out that you are not Jewish because, anti-Semitism is at an all-time high? So,
no, man, I would, I think it's more important to get out, that I am, so proud of I'm so happy to have 3 Jewish children and my beautiful Jewish wife. So, yeah.
By the way, am I crazy when I think about your show? I feel like you used to have more musical guests. Guys come on and perform. Did you make a conscious decision somewhere along the line?
It was a budget cut. We don't have any. We lost our band and all.
No, I know you lost the band.
Oh yeah, but that's part of it. We also musical guests was another way to cut budget.
You're kidding? Did that kill you?
You know what? It's easy to move forward and do your show every day because I just got to be audience for the musical guests. Like it didn't require any mental load to have music on the show. But you know what it kills me is every now and then I will see like a new band, which by the way, you get older, it happens less and less. But every now and then you see a new band and you think to yourself, man, I wish we had a place for them. It would have been great to have it their first, TV appearance be on your show. Like that was a really cool thing to be able to do. And so, I do miss it.
Couldn't you have a guest on who maybe is sitting there and just brings out their guitar or something, and or is it also a musical rights kind of thing?
It's not a musical right. I mean, part of it is, it's just expensive to load in an entire band, and ultimately, we're in an era where even though people are watching late night shows as much as they ever have, they're just not watching it in the same places, and so
that's so true.
We always are, when we have conversations with the network about where we can sort of help hit their number, like it killed us, but our show was never really musically driven the way other shows are, and whereas I think I'm happy you still have a show.
I feel your show in particular is you. I mean, that's it. It's the part that's you do a good interview, a great interview, and then but it's this monologue and it's searing and it's insightful. This is where the show has gone. So who knows? It's I know you love, but I know you love music. Like who was on? Like, did you go see someone recently? Like I do. There's this kid, Billy Strings. I think. He's
Billy
terrific.
Strings was on my. We had Billy Strings on my show. He's great. Yeah,
he's a terrific guitar player. Or Marcus, his name Marcus King was another young guy coming up. These guys, I know what you mean. It's kind of exciting to sort of push these guys out there.
It's nice to sometimes you just go backstage and they're so grateful. That's and it's a cool thing. I have so much respect for the nerves they must be feeling to go out and play their song in a different venue, in a different setup. And I mean, I do miss it. It was also, look, it was always cool to just introduce a band and sit there for 5 minutes and watch them and think like, oh, you know what? I'm actually on the clock right now. This is work.
You play any instruments?
I never did. I was really bad at it. When did you start playing guitar?
Last year, 1 year.
That's it, really?
That's it. Do it now.
Have you made a leap? Do you feel how much better? Are you satisfied with how much better you are after a year?
I know I'm better.
Yeah.
But I'm not satisfied.
Okay, gotcha. But do you feel like the trajectory is a good one? Like if you keep at it, you're gonna end up where you want to be?
I understand what it takes to be good.
Gotcha.
And it's time.
Yeah.
You need time. I'm running out. But I hope I can get to a certain proficiency at it. You mentioned, speaking of music, you said when you were at the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary, the highlight for you was bringing a bottle of water to Keith Richards.
It was the best.
Oh my God, that guy! I mean, who's better than Keith Richards, Riff Master General of the United States and England?
You know what the coolest thing was? Just like the coolest thing about that night is just watching Keith Richards be audience. You know what I mean? Like obviously, he had a line, in a really funny thing in the Q&A with Tina and Amy. But like over the course of the night, he's sitting a couple rows in front of you. And it's just like kind of one of the coolest things in your life is just to be at the same show as Keith Richards. Like
Right.
not to be at a Keith Richards show, but like you're at a thing that is so cool. Keith Richards will just
not
sit
his kids.
still.
Keith Richards is there, not his kids.
He'll sit there for 3.5 hours and just watch a show and have a great time.
Are you the type of guy who's nuts as me that like I'd sit there and worry the whole time if Keith Richards is bored or not having a good time? Do you ever get to that level?
I would if I thought for a second he was bored. But I think that the course of that night, you never worried that anybody was bored.
How do you end up bringing him water? And was he aware that like you're an important guy at Saturday Night Live, or does he think you're like the intern who brings waters to people?
That's a great question. I'm gonna allow myself to believe that he knew who I was.
but he didn't acknowledge you?
No, he said he was thrilled. I in my head now, I think it might have been Cheers Mate, but I maybe in my head have rewritten it to Cheers Seth. But I think maybe if I'm being honest, it was Cheers Mate.
That's awesome.
But so I had just, it's so weird because it's the SNL 50th, but it's also, it's 100 yards from where I do my show. So it's just, it was weirdly like it was like having that show in your apartment. Like I felt I gave myself permission to just at commercial breaks, I would stand up and like go get up, like I was like,
Right.
Whereas like other people would get up and it would be rude, like where are they going to go? And
but
so
you have things to do.
and I just remember I got up and it was hot in that, in Studio 8H, and it was a long show. And so Alexi said, grab me a water. And then when I was out, I saw like 8 waters and I'm like, I bet nobody's going to be angry if I bring. And so I just, I remember I brought up all these waters and I just, I'm carrying them. I see Keith Richards is sitting on the aisle and I'm like, hey man, Keith, you like water? And he's like, yeah. He's like, cheers, Seth. No, it was Cheers Mate.
Seth.
Yeah.
Cheers Mate.
It was probably
Cheers Seth.
Howard, you know what it was? It was Cheers Seth. I'm a big fan of your work. And
you're the funniest guy on the
You're my
planet. I
favorite.
wish you were in the Stones.
Yeah.
What was where were you when you somebody had the bright idea for you? I guess it was a charity benefit or something where you followed the Who.
Oh yeah, that was.
was that a nightmare? Like who put you on after the Who?
It was a hurricane for Sandy. And it was at Madison Square Garden, and it was a great night. And it was like, it was a benefit for Sandy. It was not a hurricane for Sandy. They just had one.
Yeah.
It would have been rude to have had a second hurricane for
But
Sandy.
they were afraid that Sandy was lonely and they wanted to get another
Second
hurricane for her.
Yeah,
Right.
it was like
Yeah.
they wanted a meet cute for Hurricane Sandy. So we, I don't know. And by the way, my Bill Hader is such better showbiz instincts than I have, because I think they came to Lorne and were like, we want to have comedy at this. I mean, again, it was like, I just remember the Arcade Fire, the Who, but that was like 2 of the 10 bands. And Lorne was like, they'd like you and Bill to do Stefan, and and Bill was like, I don't want to do that.
He knew.
He knew. And I don't know why I'd be doing so much better if I just listened to the instincts of somebody like Bill. But instead, I think even maybe I was like, what if we do Drunk Uncle? And Lauren's like, no, I think Drunk Uncle will be good. And like Bobby was like, yeah, man, I'd love to. And so, but I remember we were standing backstage and I was like in my update suit and Bobby was dressed like Drunk Uncle and Chris Rock walked over. And by the way, like it wouldn't have been a bad room to do stand up. It was just a bad room to like do sketch.
Right.
And Chris walked over and he just goes, you're going to do sketches? He's like, he goes, you're going to follow the Who with sketches? And it was so funny, but like the light went out of our eyes. Like it was so funny because, he was right. But like the only thing we had going for us is we didn't know we were going to bomb. And then we knew. Then we walked out and we knew.
He set you up for failure.
Yeah. And it was like, I think nothing's worse than watching scripted comedy.
before. Well, you know that like you only get to see Arcade Fire when it's over. You know what I mean? Like, and
yeah, I don't got to wait through you.
Yeah, and it was just and you know, again, like when Drunk, and by the way, like Drunk Uncle was like killing at SNL at the time. He was a hit character, but again, you need if everybody there had been at SNL, they would have been so excited to see Drunk Uncle. But instead, it's a lot of people. You know, they're there. You know, they're there for both you know, charitable reasons and to see a rock and roll show, and they were so mad at us. And it was one of those nights where like it was like almost heckling. And it's so funny, you have to be like so bad to get heckled at a charitable event. You know what I mean?
Right,
people have they have to work by the fact that you're giving your time to a good cause, and they still want you to know, like, get off.
Is that the kind of thing that never leaves you? Like, you'll always have that feeling that, like, why the fuck did we go out there and do a sketch?
Yeah, I mean, again, like, if it can't be a teachable moment, it has no value at all. But it was one of the few. I mean, I remember it feeling very out of body.
Yeah.
And I just, and like some, you know, I think when you're doing comedy, like, when it goes best, you're just really, truly, you know, you were feeling every word you say. And all I remember over the course of that was I just felt like a ticking clock going down where I'm like, it's almost over. And then when it's over, it'll be over. But it was weird to like go backstage and have that. There was like a stink on us.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like,
nobody came near you.
Well, because they to approach us was to feel the burden of needing to be sympathetic.
Yeah, and even if they come near you, you're like, oh, they just feel bad for me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so bad. Yeah, the other thing you said, the most exciting thing too, was taking a photo with Bonnie Raitt. She is terrific.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, Bonnie Raitt, you know, she was at that Radio City concert. She was wonderful. She still looks like Bonnie Raitt. She looks great, which is again like that is like the nicest thing our heroes can do for us is age well. You know,
by age well, you mean she didn't like she didn't show up with another face. She just looks like a woman who is matured, right?
Yeah. And she's still got that great hair. And I would not want to be one of those guys at the SNL 50th because again, they're I don't want to take selfies with people. But we were talking to Bonnie, and one of the first things she said is she wanted to meet Alexi because she had watched my stand up and knew that she'd given birth in a lobby, and so I was like, well, hold on, and I went and got Alexi and brought her back over, and it was just so lovely, and I said, I go, you're going to be the only person I asked to get a picture with tonight, but I'm going to ask you right now, and it was great. I mean, again, she's much like John Prine. She was somebody we listened to as a family, and Alexi's family's a big fan of hers as well. So it's great.
Oh, I love her, and thank God she took that picture with you. Nothing worse than I think about. Oh, Chris Rock was backstage with me, and Paul McCartney was there, and I had my daughter with me. I would never ask Paul McCartney for his autograph. Yeah. My daughter says to me, she was a little girl at the time.
Yeah,
Dad, can I get Paul McCartney's autograph?
Yeah,
and I said, okay, I'll ask. And Chris Rock walked over to me and goes, you're going to ask Paul McCartney for his autograph? You're going to walk up to him and ask him for I said, yeah, I am, for my daughter. He goes, I'm sitting here watching this. I'm going to have the best laugh of my life. And I went, oh, shit. Now I know I'm an asshole. And boy, Paul looked at me like I had the plague.
No, really?
Yeah. Oh,
now,
he said, let's take a picture. He doesn't want to sign shit.
Yeah.
So, and who's laughing in the corner? Chris Rock.
By the way,
having a great time.
The real takeaway of this interview is that Chris Rock's always going to be there before you make a mistake backstage.
Yeah. If you see Chris Rock telling you you're making a mistake, just listen to the guy. It's unbelievable.
I will say, though, I mean, the two people that I always use as a model to make sure that I'm patient with fans are McCartney and Derek Jeter, because they were the two people that when they hosted SNL, I recognized like they live in this weird space where people need to tell them a thing they did. You know what I mean? Like they're like, hey, remember when you did that? I was here.
Well, that was
I want you to know where I was. Yeah. Oh,
that was Farley's sketch. The Farley sketch was so perfect.
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest sketches of all time, where he's interviewing Paul McCartney. He's like, you remember when you did this?
It's unbelievable. Yeah, because it's exactly the same way. If he wrote that sketch today, it would be a perfect sketch.
I wonder who wrote that sketch.
I don't know. I mean, it's a shame that I don't know. I should know. I don't want to guess because that would be rude if I got it wrong.
Yeah. There's sketches I'm sure you look at and go, I wish I wrote that.
All the time. I mean, that would be a perfect example of one.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen. So you can see Seth's stand-up special, Dad Man Walking on Max. What's the now? That's what that I saw that a while ago, but I started watching again. It's a great special. You're so relaxed and fun, and it's It's just really, really great special.
Thank you, Howard.
What about Emmys? Maybe you'll get nominated.
Maybe
for
we'll
the
get
special.
nominated for Dad Man
What do you
Walking.
think of
Wouldn't
that?
be nice? It would be I would.
You
be
would
so
like that?
lovely. I would like that. Yeah, I would like it if our show got nominated. First choice would be my show because that's obviously the staff that I work with every day. But I'd be really proud of if Dad Man Walking got nominated. That would feel very special.
I don't know the stats. Have you ever been nominated for an Emmy for your show?
Yeah, the last couple years, our show finally broke through and got nominated, which was awesome.
Yeah, did you win one or no? Who wins?
The Daily Show wins, and before that, it was the Daily Show won a bunch in a row, and then John Oliver won a bunch in a row, and then they moved John Oliver to the SNL category, and now it's the Daily Show's winning again. So.
I got to tell you, I think you should win.
Well, that's very nice.
No, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. And you know I've called you about this. I've called you to compliment you. Not that my opinion matters. Well, I really feel deeply about it. It's a terrific thing that you do every night. I don't know how you put it all together with all the jokes and everything. But
well, we're very proud of it. And I will tell you that a great many people work on the show that your praise will matter more to them than an Emmy. So.
Oh, good. Thank God somebody cares.
Maybe you should be giving out awards, Howard.
You know, I'm thinking of starting my own award. I would give you an award.
Thank you.
I'd give it to you before John Oliver. What do you think of that?
Well, he's a dear friend, but he's got plenty.
He's got enough. I mean, and he's not even from this country. Let's be honest.
By the way, I think he would also be perfectly fine. Like,
I don't think he cares. Yeah. He seems pretty together.
He's a great.
You
guy.
got to watch Late Night with Seth Meyers. You can hear Seth on Sirius XM's Raw Comedy channel 99. And what else? And you got to watch Dad Man Walking on Max. Put a lot of work into it. He wants you to see it.
And we talk about it every time. One of these days we're going to get dinner. I'm really looking forward to it.
It'll never happen.
I know, but I feel like I want you to know I still want it to happen.
You keep want to hold it out there so it's something you can live into.
Yeah. Don't you find that what happens is you have a conversation like this and it feels so good. You feel so close to that person. Like right now, I feel like you're a brother.
False.
You know, this is so great. And
this isn't real because I was buying the whole thing that you two love each other.
No. And then even when I get off, I know I'm going to call you later and I'm going to say, Seth, you know, it was so great and everything. And even I'll be thinking we're going to have dinner.
Yeah,
because it should continue. This is a good thing. We're enjoying one another.
But that's it. But I think that desire to have a dinner we both know will be disappointing that's what's going to keep us going.
It would ruin things.
Yeah, but that's
we're in
what
good
I mean.
place.
This is the exciting.
It could never be as good.
But let's keep up the illusion.
I know this is like I feel like we're a couple that's like dating in the 50s. You know what I mean? Like it's all courtship.
Do you ever go to dinner with guests afterwards? Do you ever do any of that? Jimmy will do that.
A couple, yeah. I had last time I was on Jimmy, we had dinner after, which was great.
Yeah, of course. Jimmy's like a socialite.
Jimmy's a socialite. Jimmy's like America's host, not just like a TV host. Like he just like some people are just like good at hosting.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm going to have 50 people at my house.
Yeah, he does it.
Yeah, I'm so impressed by it.
Yeah, but do you ever you don't do that. You don't have time. You have to get home to the kid. Do you ever say to a guest, hey, I feel really good about can we go to dinner?
Yeah, you know what? So in the summer when my family is out of the city, if there's a guest, like I'll sometimes say, I'll sometimes risk it.
Right.
And sometimes,
have you ever been rejected?
I haven't been rejected.
They go to dinner with you. And where do you go for dinner? Where is the place?
It depends. I mean, there's different. I feel like
Polo bar.
I haven't. At Polo Bar's too many other. I want to kind of go someplace where there's, not other of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Something quiet.
Yeah, a little bit quieter. Although I went. Do you know Tim Oliphant, the actor?
Yes.
Justify. We had dinner once, and
he's great.
Love him. Good friend at this point. Joel McHale, another person who I love.
Yes.
Good friend.
I like him.
But I remember
you went with Tim to dinner.
We went to Tim dinner and a good restaurant downtown. Feel like I got pulled there, got us a table. Yeah. But then we went, and it was one of those New York restaurants where, the next table is this far apart on one side and on this. And we had a two-top. And like he came in, and again, we had people just like full eavesdroppers. Not to their fault, like, by the way. I'm not even saying they were eavesdropping. I'm just saying they were in the zone. But
if I was sitting at the next table, I'd listen to what you were doing.
Sure. But Tim sat down, and he just, in the most charming way, he was like, God, you got us a good table. They must like you.
Hey, you must have a lot of pull.
Wait, can I tell you can I tell you a quick Amy Poehler story about
Please.
a dinner, great dinner last summer. Poehler, Rachel Dratch, Rashida Jones, Mike Shoemaker. And we go to this restaurant, again, West Village. So, small tables right next to each other. And we sit down and there's a woman sitting alone very close to us. And I sit down and Amy says, she kind of like side mouths to me. She goes, "This woman is listening to everything we say. So we have to use coded names." Because again, we're about to talk shit about famous people, right?
Right.
Many cases, famous people that are dear friends. But that's one of the things. We get together, we're gonna talk about who we love, and then we're gonna shit talk. Like that's the great relief.
Absolutely.
So we're using like the amount of like codes we're using. Dratch is constantly confused. She can't remember what code means what. It's like the most unsatisfying shit talk session. And then finally, this woman's dining companion comes and sits down, and the two of them start talking fluent Russian. And
my God, that's
Poehler was like, and so Amy was like, "I would just like to let the table know they're not eavesdropping, and we can."
You're also self-important.
We can go back. Yeah, the amount that we're like, this is weird. Yeah.
We're so famous, everyone is listening anymore. It's like, that Rachel Dratch, when she does that Debbie Downer, I think that might be my all-time favorite. I mean, it's just unfucking believably funny.
You could say like first Debbie Downer is pinnacle SNL. Like what SNL, why SNL exists is that, something that will immediately enter the American zeitgeist. And that like from that day forward, you know what a Debbie Downer is.
Yeah, Debbie Downer. And it's such a part of our lives now.
Yeah.
And the other bit I love was when Sandler had his whole family, and everyone does a Sandler impression. I don't know, that one sticks in my... There's so many that
was we first did that. I wrote the first one of those was Christopher Walken. And it was everybody doing a Christopher Walken. And it's really...
You wrote that?
I did. And it's really fun to go back because I remember Walken said... I won't do the disservice of doing my Walken, but he was like, I'm going to... for the purpose of making this sketch work, I'm going to do an impression of the way people do an impression of me.
Yeah, right. So for the sketch, he was doing his Christopher.
He did like extra Walken because he knew it would work.
I can't believe you wrote that because it was such a brilliant observation. Everyone does Christopher Walken.
Yes,
I
should say I wrote it. I believe my friend Liz Kukowski had said like, this is what you should do. So it was an inspired idea.
Right. Oh, and it's so great. Everyone walking up to him doing Christopher Walken.
Yeah. And I remember Keenan played a kid who had been adopted from Africa and raised by Christopher Walken's sister. And so even he had a Walken.
It's great. So good. Listen, this is fun. I can't wait for our dinner together.
I know,
we
me
can
too.
continue this. Imagine we go to dinner together and we're just sitting there staring at each other. It would be...
I think
who knows?
if we do, just in case, we should just bring, not even working mics, but I feel like if we had these, don't you feel like if these at the table?
Different story. You put the microphone in front of me, I come to life. I'm delightful. I sometimes wonder about that. I'm like, why when they put a microphone in front of me, I'm delightful and I'm on and I'm this and that. Can't I be more like that in real life? I don't understand what happened.
In this podcast era, I bet like a good way for like first dates, I think have so much, like if there was a restaurant where all the tables had microphones.
And you are writing a sketch. Yes. Yeah. What a sketch. Everyone there is a podcaster and they're having dinner.
So you don't feel like it doesn't have the burden of an actual date. You just like, are, like.
I don't have to get to know you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's great.
There you go.
What are you going to do? You going to go over to 30 Rock now?
I'm going to go over to 30 Rock. It's very nice how like all the important things I wanted to do when I was a teenager in New Hampshire within like a 2-block radius.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I gave a toast for Lorne at the 50th and a joke I had, which was like, I wanted, like when I met Lorne Michaels, I was like, oh my God, I hope that he will show me the keys to his New York City. Like I want to see New York City through Lorne's eyes. And what I realized is he literally goes to one office, 2 restaurants in the Yankees games.
It ain't that glamorous.
Like literally like such a creature of habit, like maybe never goes below 14th Street.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're too funny. Listen, I could do this all day.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've got work to do. Seth Meyers, let's recap. This is important.
The recaps are important.
By the way, what was the joke you told that bombed when you toasted Lorne at the SNL 50th? You got up to make a toast to him and something bombed. Was there some story like that I read?
I gave a toast. My toast went well, but the thing I bombed was like I had to do the warm. Lauren was like, "Will you go do the warm up?" I never did the warm up at SNL. But he just wanted me to go and tell everybody to sit down before, the show started. And he was like, everybody was standing at the 40th. I need you to go and tell everybody to sit down. I'm like, I can do that. And then I walked out. Nobody was standing. Everybody was sitting down. I literally immediately didn't have any job. And I did
what are you talking about?
I was just immediate. And again, I'm not that warm up thing is a whole nother skill.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, I remember one of my friends was like, guys, goes, I can't remember the last time I saw you bomb. I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, there you go.
Thanks. I feel real
At least
good
it
about
wasn't
myself.
on camera.
See Seth's stand-up special, Dad Man Walking on Max. A lot of fun, a lot of laughs. Watch Late Night with Seth Meyers. Here's Seth on Sirius XM's Raw Comedy Channel 99. And there you go.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, listen, great seeing you.
Always
lucky you look
Great
like you, Grant.
Great conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
you look-
Robin. We'll come back. Get Fred and Bill and I back here together again.
Oh, that was one of my favorite
my
shows.
goodness.
When
The
you
best.
came on with Bill Hader and Fred Armisen, you guys sitting and swapping stories was one of the best shows we ever did.
Every now and then I'll just I'll get served it. The algorithm will show me that, and I'm always like, oh, what a day that was.
That was so funny. It's so relaxed, and you guys were loose as a goose and laughing and cracking each other up. And Seth doesn't want me to. Well, he wants me to say this, but remember, we learned that Seth is not, in fact, Jewish. Okay, if just keep that in mind. All right, Seth.
But I was wondering when you asked that question, can you ever really not be?
No.
No one will let you off the hook, right?
The good news is
No.
I'm always Jewish enough for people who love Jews, and I'm always Jewish enough for people who hate Jews.
That's right. That's kind of you.
And
That's
at
how
some
I sum
point,
it all up.
you know what? And if you're that, you're Jewish, and I'm perfectly fine with that outcome.
Seth, thanks, man, and thanks for being here today. It was a lot of fun. Seth Meyers, everybody.
All right.
Check
Thank
him
you,
out.
guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
Award-winning actor and Broadway icon Nathan Lane is making his Stern Show debut.
I am Max Bialystock. You're looking at the man who invented theater in the square. Nobody had a good seat.
Don't miss Nathan Lane, coming Tuesday to the Howard Stern Show.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/100. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/100. That's ZipRecruiter.com/100. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
If you're thinking about a hybrid vehicle,
I love my Hyundai so much I put it in the garage, but I did not want it to be affected by the elements because it's too good a car for that. I'm thinking about getting a second Hyundai. I have one. I think I'm going to go get the Ioniq, which is a full electric car, and I absolutely adored.
the Hyundai Palisade is another one of these cars that I think you should look into, Gary. It is comfortable. The interior is so remarkable, and a hybrid engine gets an EPA estimated 619 miles of range on select trims. The Palisade, listen to this, has an available class-exclusive dash camera. You need that. Smoother, safer drive, available H-Track all-wheel drive, available front and second row relaxation seat to help reduce fatigue. You get seating up to 8 people, the latest cutting-edge technology. It's a beautiful car. Check out all the Hyundais, but Hyundai Palisade at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete detail. It's Hyundai.
Ready for big fun? Start for free at Chumba Casino. Sign up and enjoy a welcome bonus with gold coins and sweeps coins to explore hundreds of online social casino games, all from your phone. Spin, play, and discover something new whenever you feel like it, with no downloads needed. More games, more ways to play. Let's Chumba. Only available in permitted states. No purchase necessary. See terms and conditions for details. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21+.
Going live with a cough attack.
Coming up a little bit later, people in one town say, excuse me,
Folks who are right along the Arkansas and, Oklahoma border. I'm going to put the radar back to our, this is the live, this is the live table. Chelsea had 7-point lead.
Let me take it from you, because you need to drink some water right now.
The Howard Stern Show.
Swap Shop. All right, 9:16 here on the Wednesday edition of the Swap Shop. And man, look at that. We got another phone call.
Good morning. You're on Swap Shop.
Oh, that's me? Oh, I'm sorry. You caught me off guard. I forgot what I was selling. It's big, but in a very small way.
What is it? I mean, you're saying big or small, but I need a little more. Did you hear?
Like a crate or like a lawnmower or?
Ooh, you're close. It's real hard to find, but you see them everywhere.
Hard to find, but you are very confusing. A trunk?
Like an armoire?
You're getting warmer. Everybody has one, but you never see them anywhere.
Do you want to call back?
No, it's on the tip of my tongue, but my mind is totally blank. Just give me 5 minutes, and I'll have the answer for you in a second.
I can't stay on that long with one call. I'd love to be able to help you out. I don't have a clue what it is.
Well, it's something that's really just nothing.
Is it indoor or out?
Kind of both, but neither.
I feel like I'm playing trivia question here. I don't have a clue what you're asking for, so try to figure out what it is and give us a call back.
Yes, give us a call back. All right, yeah. Sorry about that.
There was not nearly enough information for me to think.
Yeah, unfortunately. All right, let's take this other call.
Good morning. You're on Swap Shop.
Hey, it's me again. Sorry about that. I finally remembered what I forgot.
Okay.
What you got?
It's a product that's really not a product at all.
Okay, I got other phone calls, sir. You got to have to know what it is when you call us.
You can.
Well,
can you email it in or fax it in?
Well, I could fax you my email address or email you my fax number. Which do you prefer?
Yeah. Now, I got other calls, sir. You're going to have to know what it is before you call us. So I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to make this quick while taking my time.
No. Wait, what? No, it's not.
All right, let's take another call.
Good morning. You're on Swap Shop.
Good morning. I paid top dollar for that feller's item if I could get it for free.
What item?
What do you mean, what item? That item that clearly isn't an item at all. You don't have a clue about how you know exactly what you're talking about.
No,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
right,
I don't know what's going on, but
and let's grab this phone call.
I'm scared to. Good morning. You're on Swap Shop.
There's no need to be scared. I'm just here to sum up the confusion about an item that I like to buy for free that isn't for sale from that fellow who sold something that's big and small.
Nope, not taking
This is ridiculous. Find something else to do to have fun.
That is right. This is a free service for everyone to... you calling in and just pranking us doesn't accomplish anything.
Absolutely.
And it makes things more difficult for...
Because I'm ready not to answer the phone anymore.
And that'll bring us up to the end here on the Wednesday edition of The Swap Shop. Join us here tomorrow, why don't you?
You've been listening to The Swap Shop.
The audience was split after listening to Sam's report on the growing free bleeding movement where women don't use tampons. Howard, it was uncomfortable to listen to, but I found free bleeding to be a refreshing topic to be covered. I would have never tried it, but more power to the women who are able to endure that experience. Congrats to Sam for bringing this information to the show for the women. Thanks for keeping this discussion on the air. I am a woman, and I've been listening since the 80s to Howard. Bravo, Sam, in the segment. I love hearing Robin chime in. It's crazy how little we talk about this regular part of our lives, bleeding.
Yes.
Listening and loving Sam's women segment. More and more. We listen to vomit, coming, pegging, and now you name it. More lady stuff. Right. That was for the ladies. Fuck Sal. This is interesting. That's disgusting misogynist talk about his cock cheese ad nauseum, and he's making a big deal about Sam's segment on free bleeding. Listen, you douche. Men aren't the only listeners to the Howard Stern Show. Grow up. So the ladies are fighting back and saying, come on, don't forget about us.
That's right.
Yeah.
Douche.
Howard, when I was 23, I accidentally left a tampon in for a long time. It was pushed in during sex. It smelled awful for days, and I kept blaming it on this other girl I was waiting tables with at the restaurant where I was working until I realized it was me who smelled. I had to go to the ER. It was horrible. Give Sam a raise. Not enough people talk about this openly. Well, I agree with you that it was a great segment, but she's not getting a raise. That's ridiculous.
Oh.
The conversation about free bleeding was so disgusting. Wish I had eaten before hearing it. I will definitely be skipping it on the replays. No more with peace and love. Peace and love.
Was that from a guy?
Peace and love.
A guy, I assume. Listening to talk about free bleeding makes me want to puke. It is complete bullshit to say back in the day women just bled. Comparing cave women to a more modern woman is outrageous. I mainly wore pads, and I had horrible cramps. There's no way a pad caused me to have those cramps. Howard, I support my fellow ladies' right to do what they want to do, but there's enough mysterious substances to have to contend with when you're commuting. The last thing I want to do is sit in a woman's free blood on the E-train after she gets up from her seat. Hey. We have a bonus clip. I don't know. Sam's report featured a free bleeder named Venus. She describes where she bleeds now, that she no longer is using tampons or period products. You want to hear that?
Sure.
Yeah, like what is she doing? She's walking around doing what?
I just finished my period actually yesterday, so I have a dark towel on my bed and there is no stains, not one single stain on it. The only time I might have a little bit of a stain is that I like to sleep on my side with a pillow between my thighs, but sometimes I might get a little bit of blood on that. I do see clots or whatever it's called, this kind of solid matter that comes from my vagina, but I only see that in the toilet actually. When you go to the toilet, then it all comes out. I haven't stained anything major. I tend to use darker clothes. I use dark sweatpants. If I need to go out, I'll just use toilet paper and just roll it up and put that in my underwear. I would use a towel if I'm sitting on my sofa or even on my chairs or something like that. I have all these old pairs of panties that are kind of like the old falling apart ones, and those are my period pants.
Jesus. John, you're on the air in New Jersey.
Ooh, hey, you know. So the free bleeding thing was actually like a hoax or a prank designed to show how stupid feminists are. All you have to do is say, hey, tampons are a form of oppression, and all of a sudden they start bleeding all over themselves.
Is that true? I mean, I could see that.
Is
That's
it
kind
a
of
prank? I mean, I had never heard of this, so.
Yeah, there may have been some form of free bleeding movement back in the 70s, but around a decade ago, it was taken over by a bunch of trolls on the internet. And, yeah.
That's kind of interesting because I could see some guys saying, you know what we ought to do? We ought to convince women not to use period pads and period products and see how far they'll go. I could see that. All right, John.
Yeah,
interesting.
And sure enough, they picked it up and just took it and ran with it.
Wow. All right, there's John who says the whole thing was a hoax to start out with to trick feminists into starting a new movement, and they started the movement.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, we got to think about that.
Howard 100.
I don't have a TV that works in my bedroom.
Oh, now that's happening? What's going on?
Don't even. Every night, Robin, if I told you my problem with my television, I paid a company, I think like 3 years ago, to just give me a system that works. And what I paid, I'm not going to announce what I paid because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to me. It's embarrassing to my children and my family. I won't even tell Beth what I paid because It's embarrassing. It never fucking works.
Ugh.
For 3 years.
You know, like I understand, you know, like you have this theater room and you can never get that to work. But even
forget
the
that.
bedroom.
No, the bedroom is the one. I only have about a half hour every night to watch TV. It's a small window. We get into bed, let's say 8 o'clock. From 8 to 8:30 we watch, and then we go to sleep. That's how we roll. Dinner at 4:30, 8 o'clock in bed. And that's when I do my viewing.
Uh-huh.
I would say every day, every night, I get in bed and there's a new problem, a brand new problem with my TV. For like the last 3 weeks, it's been, you turn the TV on and it says, no connection to internet, Apple TV, blah, 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 blah. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Last night, I turned the thing on. They came to fix it. Oh, I've got a picture, but no audio. And when they sold me the system, they told me, don't worry about it. We can remote in and fix any problem.
Oh.
They were remoting in. Nothing got fixed. So I said, I cannot spend this kind of money and spend every night in bed yelling at you guys. I can't do it anymore. I don't know what to do. I could be a real dick and announce the name of the company so no one ever uses them again, but I'm not that type of scumbag.
It must be expensive if they can remote in to fix things.
Yeah.
That means somebody's manning that area.
That's right.
All the time.
Well, with my house, we need 3 guys manning that area at all times. I say to Beth every night, I go, honey, I have 3 co-pilots when I go to watch TV. Like, I literally need co-pilots. And I'm not joking. I call them, I put on my FaceTime, I have to show them the problem, and then they try to troubleshoot. Every night, without fail. You know what I was doing last night while you were watching TV in bed?
What?
I was on my iPhone watching YouTube because that's all I could watch. And my wife just rolled over in disgust and went to sleep. And she laughed. She goes, what did you spend on this? I go, please don't rub this in. And then she tries to calm me down. I go, honey, she came in at 8 o'clock. I go, the TV is once again not working. My suggestion to you would be to leave the bedroom right now because yelling and screaming is going to be going on. And she says to me, why don't you take a breath? I go, wait. I said, first, I'm leaving an audio message for the owner of the company. She goes, don't leave a message. You're going to feel bad afterward because I know, because there's going to be a lot of cursing. I said, no. I said, but why shouldn't he have a bad night? Why am I the only one having a bad night? What's going on here with this system? Katy Perry went to the moon and I can't get fucking television in my house? It's unbelievable. It's unfucking believable.
Do you know anybody else who's having this problem?
Nope. No. And in fact, so I've hired someone to advise me on this. And they said, you know what? Why don't we get rid of the whole system? And I have a brand new company. I said, because I spent a fortune with these guys. I refuse. Because why don't you just eat the loss? I go, I'm not going to eat the loss. I said, you know what? I'm not made out of money. I'm not Jeff Bezos.
But, you know, we got television down.
No, we don't. Not in my house. I'm coming to your house.
It's brand new where
do you ever hear of such a thing? I mean, you don't have this problem, right?
No.
What the fuck is going on? I just want to watch TV. And I say to these guys, they don't care. I go, you don't understand. I got a busy life. I got a busy job. I got a half hour. If I spent a half hour to watch TV and now 20 minutes have gone by, that's 10 minutes I get to watch. I said, and my wife is laying beside me laughing at me because I'm an asshole sucker because I did business with you. My wife says to me, did we go back in time and we live in 1943 before they invented television? I said, you know, you're funny. She said, you know, Beth made a good point. She says, you know, they call you the king of all media. And ironically, you can't watch any of it. I go, you're right. You're right. That's a very good fucking
works
point.
in your media.
Yeah, that's right. You're funny. So you're very funny. You should go be in the other room. I'll call you when I get this fixed. She wouldn't leave. She watched me try to fix it. And I screamed the entire time. I said, I can't go through this every night of my life. And the solution is I should throw more money at it. And I don't want to do that. I don't think that's fair. I said to the owner of the company, I go, at this point, it would be cheaper to have the actors reenact the show in my living room. And, you know, I'm so aggravated with this because really, we have such problems in the world. I feel ashamed that my problem is I don't have television. This should not be. I've spent the money. I spent whatever they told me to spend. I remember I saw the bill. I almost fell over. I got no TV. If anyone could just call me at night and tell me what's happening, I'd appreciate it.
Just talk you through it.
Yeah, just talk me through it. Tell me what's happening on the screen. It's unbelievable. I had no audio last night, so I put on closed captioning, and I watched it like I'm deaf.
That's what I wondered if you put on the subtitles.
I did. Yeah, Beth goes, we could keep watching the subtitles. I go, oh, man, you're killing me.
Now I'll play this back.
Shut up!
Hi, I'm Howard. What's up, Bob?
Shut up!
Listen to this song.
Shut up!
I'm afraid we've run into a little trouble, Robin. Meet my boss, Howard. Here he is.
A lot of guys around here are really pissed off. There's a feud going on between Disney and YouTube, and these guys who pay all this money for, who was I talking to? I think Will, Gary too. They pay for the Eagles package. You know, they want to see. Will, you pay for the Eagles package, right? And now you're not getting it.
I pay for the Sunday ticket, which means I get all of the NFL games. And it's very expensive, and you get all the out-of-market games. And because of this stupid YouTube Disney fight, I couldn't watch the Eagles game last night.
Are they offering you a discount of some kind? Because everyone knows you're only paying for, you want the sports.
Yeah, exactly. That's what live TV is all about. Yeah, so they give you a $20 credit to your account, which was incredibly complicated to get. You had to log on to a website and then follow 4 or 5 directions to redeem the $20 credit. So, yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah.
But Howard, it's not just games. It's all of ABC, anything on ABC. So if you had YouTube TV, you couldn't watch The Bachelor. I can't watch SportsCenter. So no ESPN, no football games, nothing on ABC. They have the thing where you go on and
who are you blaming, Gary? Who do we blame?
I mean, I don't know. Disney, YouTube, they're both gazillionaires. I don't want to know. Just give me my shit.
This used to go on with cable all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cable was always throwing off networks that didn't want to pay certain fees. And I guess now that everybody's streaming, they want these streaming services to start paying them.
Yeah, I would cancel my YouTube TV, but I'm on the hook for this, $400 for the Sunday ticket. So I got to wait till the football season's over.
Robin, by the way, lest you think I'm not very manly, I'm upset about this too, of course.
Thank you, Howard.
Yeah. By the way, here, I'm reading this.
I'm upset because there's I tune into different news shows before we get on the air to see what's going on. And one of them that I watch is an ABC thing. And I usually am on YouTube TV. And now I got to go somewhere else to find it.
The Sunday ticket gives you access to every NFL game except Thursday night football and Sunday night football and Monday night football. Why is that? Will you pay them $400?
They belong to somebody else.
Amazon owns Thursday night, NBC owns Sunday night, and ABC owns Monday night.
So, but you have those apps, so you get those games.
Well, NBC is part of just, regular network television. Yes, I have Amazon Prime, which is annoying because if you want to flip channels, you really can't. You just have to, you can only watch the game. You can't flip during commercial breaks.
I know. It's a pain in the ass.
But Howard, if YouTube were having a fight with NBC and they dropped NBC, then we wouldn't get Thursday night games.
Right.
Howard 100.
There's a trend with kids. I knew nothing about this. People on the show told me about it. There's a new trend in schools where kids constantly say the number 6-7. Do you know about this?
I was reading about this, yeah.
Yeah. I'll explain it here. Well, I won't explain it. listen to this. Here's a bunch of kids saying 6'7".
Hey boys, what's y'all's favorite number?
6, 7.
Yeah. Anyway, they're not sure where it came from. They think it's from this rap song.
Yeah.
Where this guy is a song called Doot Doot by Skrilla. And he says 6'7" in the song. But kids love to say 6'7", and they think it's funny, which it's just annoying. But again, I'm not a little kid. And so here, rather than have me explain this, here's a Philadelphia newscaster explaining the trend.
A very confusing phrase is sweeping youth culture right now, and it has roots right here in Philadelphia. The phrase in question is 6'7". What does it mean? Don't worry about it. It means nothing. Kids just like saying the phrase 6'7" in a sing-songy way and doing a little gesture with their hands that makes it look like they're a little confused and maybe juggling something. This is deep internet culture, folks. The phrase comes from a song by the Kensington-based rapper Skrilla. We don't even know why he says this phrase in the song. It could be a reference to 67th Street in Philadelphia, which is like far west Philly, but it might not be. Anyway, so if you hear 6'7", now you know there's a little Philly behind that.
You've been hip to the game.
I don't know. If I was a reporter, wouldn't I really find out why the kids are saying 6'7"? I wouldn't do a report where I'd say, we think it might have something to do with a rap song, but we're not sure, so fuck it. We're not even going to look into it deeper. I would.
Well, that sounds like the news today. You don't look into anything.
No, yeah, it's like we kind of think it has to do with Skrilla, but maybe it doesn't. So fuck it. I mean, I was a journalism minor. They taught you don't report the story till you got something.
Yeah, you got to know the who, what, when, where, and why.
Yeah.
Howard, I was researching it, and there were a lot of different theories, so I think that's why they were confused. But yeah, they definitely didn't take it to the next step and do more research, but there is some confusion about it.
We examined this phenomena, and we discovered, we Googled the phenomena, and we got bored, quite frankly. We couldn't really find anything. So we'll leave it to your imagination why kids are now saying 6'7". I bet you the kids know why they're saying 6'7". So
even when
Wolfie,
I was reading about it, it was like that news report. They had no idea why it was happening. It was just happening.
Right. Wolfie, what do you have to do with this? Why are you up?
I contacted some teachers, and they say that this is just a nightmare. It's annoying. Like a math teacher, if you even just say the number 6, all the kids in the class go 6, 7, 6, 7. They're juggling their hands, and they just say it's one of the most annoying trends they've ever dealt with. In the course of an average day lately, how often have you heard kids say 6, 7, 6, 7?
Probably 6, 7 times a day. It's almost impossible to teach. Every little thing. Turn to page 6. Oh, 6, 7. Okay, now we got the whole class off track.
As a middle school teacher, what is the current trend you're dealing with kids?
6, 7. Constantly, they say 6, 7 all the time.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how annoying is this trend?
At 15, it's so annoying. They say it all the time.
What's the most obnoxious thing middle school kids are doing these days?
Seems like any time you say 6 or the number 7, doesn't even have to be sequential. They just make hand gestures or laugh every time you say there's 2 numbers. I can't wait for it to be over. It's just like a fad. It used to be fidget spinners. It used to be these hand skateboards, and now it's 6, 7. So it'll go away. But yeah, I can't wait.
When I was a kid, I never got in on those trends because my father would have killed me. It would have been like, Howard said 6, 7. What a moron. What is that? I go, it's a thing we do at school. Shut up, you idiot. That's idiotic. No, can you imagine? Only a moron would say 6, 7.
If you got detention for saying 6, 7, your dad would have killed you.
Oh, I never had detention. I knew better. 6, 7, I'll kill you.
But they said, you don't realize how many times a day 6 or 7 comes up in language. And so they can't avoid it. They're not trying to get these kids all riled up. But apparently 6 and 7 occur a lot during a day when a teacher is teaching or when your parents talk to you. I don't, you might say 7 o'clock. 6, 7, 6, 7.
Howard can barely count. Now he says 6, 7. What's going on with you two? He said 6, 7. What's wrong with you, Howard? That's your IQ, a 6 or a 7. I just know it would have ended well, not well, if I got into 6, 7 as a trend. I was thinking maybe Ronnie just turned 7, 6. Maybe the kids are reversing Ronnie's age.
The Howard Stern Show. And now, a massage parlor etiquette tip from Mr. Sal Governelli.
At the end of a massage, the masseuse may ask you if you want a hot towel. I would pass on the hot towel and ask for a paper towel. Why? Because if that towel is cleaning up your junk, you can only imagine how much spooge is in it from other people's junk.
This has been a massage parlor etiquette tip from Mr. Sal Governelli.
Yeah, I was busy with my mother. Can you believe at my age I still have my mother?
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is amazing. You're right.
When there was that woman, Brooke Astor, and she lived to be over 100. And, like at the end of her life, she was, having to sue her, I think her son or something, like they were having trouble getting along with each other. And she was 100 and he was 79 or something. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom's out of it, but then with it. It's weird. Like, she's in and out. Like, she's like, well, I thought you were here. Like she's all out of it. And then...
Then she snaps too?
Yeah. And then she snaps too and she's with it. So I don't know what's going on. But
that happens, though. That, that seems to be, especially, your mother's on medication. You might catch her at the very beginning of having been medicated.
Because yesterday she was like, Howard, call me. I need to talk to you. I got this, man. I was actually tied up with something, so I didn't know she called. Then I looked at my voice messages and I went, uh-oh. When she calls, I figured this is it. She's going. Who knows what it is.
These could be the last words.
Yeah. So I called her last night in an emergency. I thought, oh, shit, something's going down. It's the same routine you get on. And I wish I had the sound effect of how loud her TV is through the phone. Like it's like my ear bleeds. And I'm listening over the phone. There's confusion. I call her back, and then there's just, all this rattling around, the aide trying to get her to the phone or get the phone to her. I don't know the phone. There's a phone my mother can hear on, and then there's like phones that she can hear on, but there's some, so it's her phone, but they have to get it to her all the time. I mean, the apartment's not that big.
Is she moving around that much that she's not with the phone?
No, she's in bed all the time. I mean, sometimes she go into the living room and watch TV, so there's a phone right there. I mean, I don't know what the thing is with the phone. I call back, and the first time the phone gets picked up, I can tell by my cell phone that the phone is picked up, but all I hear is, and then I go, Mom, you there, Mom? And I hear that, and then the phone is hung up. Like, I don't know what happened. Yeah. It's like, what just happened? The phone rang. The phone, like for 12 seconds, the phone was picked up. Nobody said anything. And then someone hung up. And I don't know what's going on. It's like chaos when that phone rings. It's like we just announced tariffs and then took them back. It's like crazy. It's crazy shit going on in that house. I'm like, what? If there's an emergency, what is going on? So anyway, I said, I'll call again. Then I get the answering message. Then I call right again. And then my mother picks up miraculously. Yeah. Hello? And I go, hey, Mom, it's Howard. It's like there's 5 minutes of establishing who it is. Nobody else calls but me anyway. But there's always confusion about who it is, and the TV is so fucking loud, it's blistering.
So she doesn't, maybe she can't even hear the phone. So she doesn't turn that TV down before she picks up the phone.
No.
I mean, if she's hanging up and then you're calling back, you'd think she'd say, let me turn the TV down because I'm getting a call.
I think the aide, can't hear the phone because literally, even if you sit in the other room, like if you go in the living room in my mother's bedroom, it doesn't matter. It's like the sound is right on top of you. It's unbelievably loud. Like when I go there, I get off as I'm getting off the elevator, I can hear the TV through the doors of the elevator. That's how fucking loud it is. And then, then I got to walk a distance in a hall. And then by the time you get to the door and knock on the door, you're wondering, how's anyone going to hear me knocking?
Right.
And then because I can tell you what she's watching through the door. And it's a big metal
what door to stop at. It stops you, that sound. It's so loud.
And my wife asked me last night, she goes, would you want to live like that? Like, do you want to stay alive to live like that? And I said, look, here's the way I look at it. Because she's like, do you think your mom's having a good time? And I go, you know what? My mom's smart about this stuff. And I think I'm pretty intelligent about it. I know when I die, I got nothing. I'm done. That's it. Eternity. Now think about eternity.
Wait a minute. Your mother was always the person who thought
5 years ago, that went out the window. All the spirituality is no longer that. She used to be, when she was younger, she'd be, I'm not afraid of death. I believe in reincarnation. When you die, she had a whole story that was fucking mind-blowing. You die, and then you choose what family you're born back into. And then you can decide if you want to come back, and when you come back, what type of family. She had a whole to-do list of things she's going to do when she dies. Now, Mom, you believe in reincarnation. I don't think you go anywhere. I think this is it. I'm scared.
Oh,
yeah, I said,
no.
I said, now's when you should start believing in fairy tales, Mom. Not when you were younger.
She got it backwards.
Yeah, she got it backward. When she was younger, she was all excited about death. Now she's completely panicked. Because the reality is, and I hate to break everyone's, beliefs. I've been watching
You don't know anything.
Oh, I know everything. And I know everything. You've always believed in me. And you wouldn't have thrown in with me all these years if you I know everything. And I'm right. And that's why you love me. But here's the thing. You die, and then eternity. Now, when I say eternity, you can't even comprehend it.
You don't comprehend eternity when you're dead. If there's nothing, there's nothing.
Oh, the only thing you know is nothing is a long time. There's just nothing. You don't even exist. Like we didn't exist before, and then we don't exist. We're ants. We are you think the ant dies and he goes to heaven? You think you're better than an ant? You're really not. Yeah, sure. Maybe you have a couple extra thoughts. Maybe you're able to write a song or paint a painting, but you're basically an ant. And all that bullshit you're doing is just contributing to the anthill. That's it. I mean, the closest in my life I ever got to experiencing eternity, one time back in Washington, D.C., I was in an elevator trapped with Fred. Let me tell you, eternity is a long time. He can drone on. I never thought I'd get out of there, honestly. But I love Fred. You know that. You know how I love Fred.
Yeah.
He's my man. He is my man.
But you don't want to spend any time with him.
No, not eternity. That's why he's my man. So so with my mother, so Beth says to me the other night, would you want to be like your mother, like laying in bed all day and, and out of it? Like 37 times yesterday on the phone, she was like, tell Beth I love her pajamas. My wife sent my mother new pajamas. She always does. She's always shopping for her. Tell Beth everyone is complimenting me on my new pajamas.
Who's in their house? A parade?
You sound like me. I said to my wife, I don't ask, but who the fuck are these people complimenting my mother on her pajamas? Who's everyone? I mean, she has an aide, and the aide doesn't know what to talk to her about. She's just like, oh, you look at your beautiful pajamas. I mean, that's it. My mom only wears pajamas now. Even like if she has to go outside to the doctor, she puts on pajamas. Like they're
She's
nice
taking
pajamas.
that liberty now. I'm not going to wear street clothes. I'm always in my bed clothes.
She's always in pajamas. So Beth was like, I better get your mother like 20 pair of pajamas. But that, like last week, she was telling me, don't tell Beth, no more pajamas. Like she's got a 2-bedroom apartment. There's nothing in it. There's a couch and so have 20. You could have 50 pair of pajamas. No more pajamas. We don't have room for them. I'm like, what room? You have no clothes. You got a couple of pair of panties, a few bras. She doesn't even wear a bra anymore. Her tits are down on the floor. I mean, really. I mean, I don't even know what she's talking
Fashion
about.
has gone out the window.
Out the window. And she's like, tell Beth, no more pajamas. And I'm like, what the fuck? Just get the pajamas and use them and don't use them. Do whatever you want. And then this week, a totally different story. Tell her. You know, last week it's, I'm drowning in pajamas here. We have nowhere, we can't even move. There's so many pajamas. And then this week it was like, I'm getting so many compliments on my pajamas. I mean, everyone tells me, and I say my daughter-in-law got me these pajamas. I don't even recognize the woman. I mean, in terms of like, is that my mom? Because, you know, it's like, I remember my mom very differently. The woman I talk to now is different than my mom. You know, it's a different person.
Yes, you're almost like, is this the real woman or was I with the real woman most of my life?
Well, remember like when, yeah, exactly. You remember when they thought Paul McCartney was dead and they slipped in a new Paul McCartney? That's how I feel about my mom. I'm like, is this I think my mom died. And this old woman adopted her name so that I'd keep paying for her.
Right.
And then when this old woman dies, they're going to bring in a new old woman, and I'll keep paying for her.
New one.
I think it's a scam to get me to keep paying. It's the most sophisticated scam in America. My mother died 20 years ago. I'm still paying. But I don't know. It's like, it's weird. Like, so when Beth said to me, would you want to live like your mother's living, or would you rather just go? And I said, you know, I believe that there is nothing. So I look at my mother's life. Hey, she's high on morphine, which sounds very fucking nice. She's totally whacked out on morphine. If there's any discomfort, they just up the dose.
Oh, my goodness.
And I mean, I've never been into drugs, but that might be a cool thing to experience for a couple of years. And also, she doesn't indicate she wants to die. You know, she's like, you know, she watches TV. I told you, she watches this show where a woman goes shopping for a wedding dress. And she likes it. And she likes, what's his name? Drew Carey on Price is Right.
Price is Right. She's waiting for the 24-hour channel. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She's sitting there now waiting for it. And then, I don't know. And she's like, I think between Say Yes to the Dress and Price is Right, and I don't know, I think, and in some weird psychological way, now that women take care of her, she's finally getting the mother she never had. My mom's mom died at 9, when my mom was 9.
Yeah, and, I thought about that the other day, you know, because you were talking about, you know, the care and the people are constantly there. And I said to myself, maybe she's getting the attention and care that she's always wanted her whole life.
Yeah, that's what I think. So I said to Beth, I'd rather be doing what my mom's doing than, I mean, I got eternity to lay in a box. So what the fuck? I'll offer this. I mean, if she was in great pain or something, which she probably is, but she doesn't know it. She's on morphine. She loves it. So yesterday, she calls me.
Well, what did you say to Beth? I want to stay here.
I want to live. I want to live.
And be screaming your name, Beth.
Beth. I love my new pajamas. Yeah, I'd rather do that. Yeah, I'm for staying alive. But it's, I don't know, it is getting to be more of a challenge. You should see me get up off the floor. Sometimes I'll go sit on the floor with the cats. The whole process of me getting up. And I said to Beth, I'm not getting, she goes, I know, I see how you're getting up. Stop that. I go, I can't stop it. I don't know how to get up any faster. But it's a real bummer. I used to be spry.
Well, once again, I was reading a little bit about Gene Hackman and his wife and their last days.
Yeah, that's sad.
Because it's like a preview.
Yeah.
And they say now, because she died first.
Yeah.
He was probably wandering around in the house.
That's going to be me.
Didn't know she was dead.
Yeah.
And apparently
he had Alzheimer's.
Didn't really drink or eat.
Yeah.
There was nobody to feed him.
Yeah, they used to call that you were senile, but now I guess they figure Alzheimer's is a nicer way of putting it.
Well, now they can say, well, this part of your brain is dead. You used to think that the whole brain is dead.
Just some part of it.
Which part?
Woody Allen had the best quote. He said, life is full of misery and suffering, and it's all over way too quickly. And I get it.
Wow, that is profound.
Yeah. It's very, he's well, listen, brilliant guy. Anyway, so yesterday my mom what was the issue? Oh yeah, she says, I thought you were here. I go, what do you mean you thought I was here? The aide said that my son was here, but it turned out it was my niece and her boyfriend.
Oh.
But the aide didn't know. She was new, and she thought that, she thought it was me. She didn't know. She didn't know who it was. She hadn't met me yet. So she thought, so my mom was, but my mom goes, last night I couldn't sleep. I had terrible heartburn. I go, that's terrible. I go, I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe it's something you ate. Then she blew up. She goes, I don't eat anything. I go, well, tell me what you ate. The same thing I eat every day. I had a bagel. My mother's super thin now. Like she's like, there's nothing to her.
She's model thin.
Yeah, model thin. She's finally hot after all these years. Super hot now. She goes, I didn't eat anything. I had a bagel and an egg. I go, oh, and what about your Ensure? Did you have Ensure? What? Did you, the drink you like, Ensure. That's some drink we found that puts extra calories in her diet.
My mother used to have that too.
Yeah.
So I know about that.
Did you drink the Ensure? What? Did you drink your Ensure drink? What? Mom. Then I go, nothing. Tell me what you said. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Tell me what you said. It's okay. You're having trouble understanding. What? Mom, maybe I'll call another time. I'm calling now. No. Did you? I'm trying to talk about your heartburn. I had terrible heartburn last night. I know, and I'm asking you what you ate. I ate a bagel and egg. Well, what about your Ensure? What? The drink they give you. I love that Ensure. I drink it every day. I love it. It's my favorite drink. Yes, so that wouldn't give you heartburn. What did you say? I said Ensure would not give you heartburn. You have to over-enunciate. Ensure would not give you heartburn. No, I don't think so. I have it every day. It's my favorite drink, Ensure. I know. I had horrible heartburn, though. I couldn't sleep. I never had that before. Well, I'll get heartburn sometime. What? I know what you're talking about. If I eat something like at a restaurant, I can keep... What do you say? I don't even know. I'm telling you, I have fucking heartburn. From you. Well, then, I don't know what was going to. Sharon and David came over, but the aide thought it was you. Oh, okay. And Sharon, I told her about my heartburn. Okay. All right, that's a good thing. And she had Tums. She had Tums. Yeah? What about Tums? Well, she left me with 2 Tums in a plastic bag. Well, that was very nice. Maybe she's worried if you get heartburn again, you'll take the Tums. I'm on heavy medication. I don't know what the Tums will do.
Oh, my God.
Mom, I don't think Tums is going to bother you with the medication. I don't know. And I'm on morphine. It's a very heavy drug. So you're afraid you're going to take the Tums and it's going to affect you because you're on morphine? What? Where's the plastic bag with the Tums? It's right here. I have it in a plastic bag, the Tums. Are you going to take the Tums? I don't know. I'm afraid to take it. Well, do you have morphine? Do you have... Oh, let me take a breath. Hold it. Do you have the Tums because you have heartburn now? No, I don't have it now. So then don't worry about it. But what if I get heartburn tonight? Well, if you get heartburn tonight, take the Tums. I'm on morphine. I don't know if I can take the Tums. Oh. Wow. So I get off the phone, and now I'm dizzy. Beth says to me, what were you talking to your mother about? I heard a lot of yelling. Were you fighting? I go, no, she can't hear a fucking thing. So I tell her about the Tums, and even Beth's eyes are rolling into the back of her head. She goes, did you tell your mother to take the Tums, that it's not good? I said, you know what? I'm afraid to tell her to take the Tums. What if, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a doctor. Maybe she knows something. I don't have Tums.
Call her doctor. That's what you're supposed to do.
Oh,
if
my
you have
God.
a question about the medication and the Tums.
Beth says to me, call your mother back and tell her to take the fucking Tums if she gets it. Well, I said, listen, I don't have the strength to call my mother back right now. I'm going to pray she doesn't have heartburn tonight. And tomorrow I'll call her because to get on and explain, just take the Tums will be 25 minutes of yelling into the phone. And my chest hurts. I think I might have a heart attack sometimes when I'm doing it.
But she's not going to listen to you anyway when you just say take the Tums. She needs to know that it won't hurt the morphine.
Oh, my God, with the Tums. The heartburn, I never had it before like this. I thought I was dying. I thought that was it. I thought I was going. Oh, that's terrible, Mom. I guess you thought you were having a heart attack. What? I said you had you felt like a heart attack. Who had a heart attack? No, I'm saying you felt like you had, yes, I thought I was dying. I mean, it was horrible. And I'm thinking, what if I get that again? I have 2 Tums. Well, so the Tums are now sitting in a plastic bag near my mother in case of. But when Beth said call her back, I said I can't do it. First of all, it's going to take 10 minutes for her to get to the phone. It's going to be mass chaos. Then I'm going to be yelling, Mom, I was thinking about you and your Tums. What? And then it's going to be all, it's I mean, I'll lose my mind. I had to, for self-preservation, I had to say, all right, tomorrow's another day. I'll call my mom about the 2 Tums tomorrow.
Maybe she won't have had heartburn.
There you go. You know what? The odds of her having heartburn again are very slim. She doesn't eat anything. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. You don't even know.
So you say that's better than just going.
I'm not going to answer you casually. I think it is better than going, but maybe you're right. I know you have a different attitude about such things, but I'm trying to hold on, Well,
but
you're
I
right.
believe there's got to be some quality to life.
Well,
don't
you're
you
right.
think?
You're right. Yeah, I think the reason in my mind I want to hold on because I think I'll still be able to do what I like doing.
Right.
And my mother just Anyway, Andy, you're on the air in Pennsylvania.
Whack, whack.
Whack, whack. Quack, quack.
Hey, Howard, would you take a medical procedure that allowed you to live to be 150 years old, but the side effect is you would lose half the length of your penis?
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Half the length.
What? First of all, what surgery is that? That I would lose. That's ridiculous. You know what? I'm not answering hypotheticals, but I can't afford to lose anything off my penis. That's all I can tell you. You got to find another way.
Don't come to me with that solution.
Yeah. You know what? Go back to the drawing board. I hope you're not a doctor, Andy. That's all I can say. Thank you.
All right, what if it's only one?
And then quack, quack, quack. By the way, don't make fun of Quack Quack. The man built an empire off of that. Quack, quack, quack.
That was a tribute. That was an homage.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess I want to stay alive, and I guess if I'm being philosophical about your question, half of nothing is still nothing. So I guess I'll be okay.
Somebody wrote a song.
Yeah.
So nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
Yeah, that was about my penis. A lot of people don't know that. Billy Preston saw it and then wrote it. Thank you, Andy. No, I didn't like that question. Yeah, anyway, so today I got to get off the air, make sure I tell my mom to take her Tums because I don't think it's going to affect the fact that she takes morphine.
Well, I hope she didn't have heartburn since she never has it. Why should she have it again?
Well, thank God she has the plastic bag with the 2 Tums in it.
Yeah, the emergency Tums.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of that pathetic bag with the 2 Tums in it. Nice. Awesome. My grandfather used to love Tums. He ate so many Tums, he'd have like a chalky white, like around his lips. You'd see like a paste. I don't know what the fuck he was eating, but he, like maybe time to change your diet if you're eating that many Tums.
No, nobody ever thinks of that.
No. Yeah. So. Sean, you're on the air in South Carolina. Go ahead.
Hey, how's it going, Howard?
It's beautiful.
Great.
Going great. Everything's great.
Just
Can't you
wondering
tell?
Can't you tell?
Is there any way in hell that you could maybe do a live phone call with your mom about the or something like that?
Look, I think that's just crossing a line. You got to just rely on me to relay what's happening. I mean, she's
was not the Liam Neeson thing that y'all did.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to go there. You know what I mean? It would be too much. My mom, God love her. She's just.
I'm sure this is early in the morning for her. And
yeah, there you go.
Completely disruptive.
Maybe you could tape some of it and just play a clip or two.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, Sean, I hear you. I know, but you're just going to have to rely on my impression for now. All right, thank you. It just would be weird to put my mom on the air now because, she's just not the woman she was. She's doing fine for somebody 90. She's going to be 98. I think she is 98. I've lost track. Yeah.
Are you
She's going to be 98. Yeah, in October she'll be 98. And she's doing well for somebody 98. I predict, now, I don't want to jinx it, but I do believe my mom will be one of those ladies you read about that died at 107. You know what I mean? I think she's going to go the distance.
Wow.
She ain't going, I'm telling you, I don't want to jinx it. Should I knock on wood? There you go.
Well, there you go. Yeah, please. You don't want to jinx it.
Yeah. I think she's waiting till she totally bankrupts me to
Howard 100.
I am obsessed with some of the acoustic stuff that Bruce Springsteen does. I was watching Bruce Springsteen live this was on YouTube. Bruce Springsteen live in Dublin singing with Patty on stage. They both had acoustic guitars. They had a full orchestra with them. And what's the song about, I'll always have your back? I can't think of the name of the song. Gary, you're a Bruce Springsteen aficionado. What's the song that Bruce does with Patty when, it's always about, I'll be there for you.
Tougher Than the Rest?
Not Tougher Than the Rest. Name another one.
It's not One Step Up, Two Steps Back.
No.
Or If I Should Fall Behind?
Yes, If I Should Fall Behind. There you go. Good for you. You win. You can get something out of my archive. It was so good. And, the two of them together. I like Bruce when he's, I like when he's up there with his acoustic guitar and his wife. I like that. I don't need a lot. I just need that.
Well, the E Street Band is very happy to hear that.
No. I mean, I can dig that whole scene. Don't get me wrong. I had him on the show. It was fantastic. But here you go. Well, this is from our show.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
In Ireland.
We'd walk together, baby, come what may.
Gives me the chills.
When that come the twilight, should we lose our way? If as we're walking, a hand should slip free.
Beautiful.
I'll wait for you. And should I fall behind, wait for me. We swore we'd travel.
I said to my wife last night, why don't you duet with me so we could do this? She won't sing.
Why don't you pick up a guitar? She needs to pick up a guitar too.
Well, I'm starting small. Just let's sing. I should just call her and go, you get down here and sing with me right now.
So differently.
Beautiful song.
I'll wait for you. If I should fall behind, wait for me. Now everyone dreams of a love lasting and true. Oh, but you and I know what this world can do.
It's pretty great.
So let's make our steps clear, that the other may see. And I'll wait for you. Should I fall behind, wait for me. There's a beautiful river.
Bruce wrote this, right, Gary?
In the valley ahead.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Wow.
Beneath the oaks bound.
That's passion, man.
We will be wed.
Wonder how he wrote this. I wish I could. He should invite me over and let me watch him write music.
In the shadow of the
See if you can arrange that. Call Bruce Springsteen, Gary, and tell him I want to sit and watch his whole, like how he creates songs, and maybe I'll play him my new song.
Darling, I'll wait for you. Should I fall behind, wait for me.
Maybe I'll let Bruce record my new song that I just wrote.
I was wondering this morning, I said, is he hearing it sung by a woman or is he hearing it sung by a man when he's writing?
Who, Bruce?
You.
Oh,
with your song.
Me? Who? Nobody cares about me.
No, I care. I was like, he's written this song.
I wrote a song as a man.
Someone else to see.
What do you call me, a woman? What's the matter with you?
God,
You saying I wrote the song I'm a woman?
No,
What are
I
you,
said, do
crazy
you
over there?
hear do you hear a voice?
Oh, I see. Oh, yes.
When
yes,
you're, okay.
A male voice.
Okay.
I hear a male voice.
Thank you.
Although I was listening to Maren Morris yesterday, I said I could see her singing my song too. She's a good singer.
But you didn't
Great.
have any particular voice in mind. You didn't hear Bruce or you didn't hear Billy.
Actually,
or you didn't hear Sting.
yes, I did. I heard Ozzy.
Ah.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. I'm a songwriter who hears voices in his head, believe it or not. But I'm at the psychiatrist's office.
It's all right.
All right, it's all going
I'm
to be
getting
fine.
help.
I'll be cured any day now. It's only 30 years it's been. Soon I'll be fine.
Because sometimes songwriters will say, I wrote this for this person because I
Yes.
could hear them.
I'm a
singing.
songwriter, and I did hear Ozzy singing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. And I mean, I think it'd be a great song for him. But who knows? I don't know. I could call Sharon and offer it to Ozzy, but don't forget, whoever I give this song to is going to have a massive hit with it. So
I
it's-
understand. I understand.
Yeah. You know, to give away my own song is ridiculous in a way. It's like I'm giving somebody millions in profits.
Well,
they're
you
gonna-
still get a songwriting credit.
Yeah, of course. No, I get a songwriting credit, but, you know, they're going to have the big hit. They're going to have all the acclaim.
Well, that's true. People
Yeah.
will think of it and think of them, not you.
Right.
I don't know if you
It's-
can handle that.
It's like when Tom Petty gave Stevie Nicks Stop Dragging My Heart Around, Stevie had the hit with it. Nobody realized Tom wrote that. Robin and Mamet were tied as most psychopathic.
How do you like being paired with me?
Not good.
I'm the narcissist.
I'm a cowboy.
I have the PhD in nutrition.
I'm number one.
Oh.
I'm a hot guy.
I'm a boss. You a worker, bitch.
I don't look at myself that way.
They not like us.
Howard 100.
Over the course of 2025, I said I hated things 61 times. And this is surprising. And things I loved 786 times.
Wait a
So-
minute. Give me those numbers again.
Sure. I said I hated things 61 times, but I loved things 786 times. So this is very positive. Yes. I'll give you the hate list first and then the love list. Here are things I hated in 2025. I hate coughing. I hate fireworks. I hate being high. I hate fucking parades. I've made it clear. I hate going out. I hate having to be a human being. I hate our dishwasher. I should find out the brand and diss them on the air. I hate shaking hands. I hate that people are losing weight by taking an injection. I hate the way I look. I do hate Halloween. Fuck plays. I fucking hate plays. Beth loves Manhattan. I've hated it since I was a child. I don't like country clubs. I don't like culture. You know this about me. So annoying. Everyone has a podcast. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate Ozempic. I don't fuck with horses, man. I never go near a horse. I hate trying on clothes. I hate clothes. I'm definitely not into fabrics and fashion and any of that stuff. I hate when people call me pal. I hate when people start asking me to do stuff. I hate when people take my picture. Oh, you know what I hate? When the artist takes his microphone and he stops singing and he points it at the audience. I hate when they mix fruit with like something good. I really do hate the fact that I'm not fun. Everyone loves my misery, and I'm exhausted. I've had it. Well, one thing I love is the hate list. I really love it.
Well, wait a minute. You hate when they mix fruit with good stuff.
Yeah,
What does
like
that mean?
like Beth ordered a pizza the other night with pineapple on it.
Oh, okay.
You know, I mean that's
But not-
the classic.
Fruit with yogurt.
No, that's it. Certain things, like I don't like when they put olives in salad. You know, there are certain bugaboos. I don't like it. I like olives and I like salad. I don't want it in there. And I like pineapple and I like pizza, but you don't need to mix the two. That's what I'm talking about. Certain things shouldn't be together. You
Did
know.
she like it?
Oh, she loves it. I said, I'm with you 25 years. I never had any idea you would enjoy pineapple on pizza. She goes, when I lived in Spain, I ordered it every day and I went, what? And where did you live? Why am I learning about this? She's lived all over Europe. I didn't know Spain. Well, I maybe I did know that. I don't know. I try to be a husband that pays attention. And here is the love list.
And you've never known that she could have used a pizza with pineapple.
Oof.
You would have been a hero.
She's like a little kid. Last night she's eating French fries, and then she topped it off with gummy bears, like pizza. You know what I mean?
This is crazy.
Give her a salad, and she thumbs her nose at it. You know what I mean? You're in there chopping seaweed up to save your life, and she's eating gummy bears and pizza. It's ridiculous.
Well, I know that they're taking all those dyes out of the Fruit Loops and all of that, and the sugar's going. What's she going to do?
Not going to be a happy woman. Here's my love list from 2025.
I love hospice.
I love duty. I love Tupperware so much. I love peanuts more than anything.
I love a good nap. I love vagina. And you can quote me on that.
I love a beautiful spaghetti bolognese.
I love playing the guitar. I love the metronome more than you do. You know what? I own 5.
I love the dude who smashed watermelons.
I love the Knicks.
I love the name Kentucky Fried Chicken. I love the Colonel. I love the porta potty.
I love the Toto toilet.
I love urinals.
I love tiramisu. I think that is the greatest dessert.
I love to sneeze.
I love to sneeze.
I love sneezing so much. It's like an orgasm to me.
I love to see fat people get thin.
I love ladyboys.
I love reluctant massage. Love stepmoms who want to fuck their stepdaughter.
Yeah, I love porn.
I love that guy who goes, love Shack, baby, yeah.
I love seeing things pulled out of the human body.
I love how actresses are so actressy. Like, they're like, I do love my mother. Love my dad too, but
just didn't love me back, I don't think. I love being alive. I love being in my room practicing guitar. I love banging my wife. I have a very specific set of things I like doing, and I like doing them.
I love it.
I love it all. I love it so much.
I want sunshine and positivity, fuckers.
Yeah. I hope that's enough positive energy for you.
That's amazing. I didn't realize all that had happened this year.
I do love things coming out of the human body. I'm so into Instagram when they have that squeezing of the pimples and shit coming. The shit that kind of sit there over and over. Can't believe the shit that comes out of people. With the blackhead's the best. When you get a big blackhead and they squeeze it and shit just comes flying out of these people. They're disgusting, but I love it.
They're disgusting, and you're watching.
Yeah, I love it. And it seems to all take place in a foreign country because they're never in English. It's like foreign people talking in a foreign language, and they're explaining what's coming out of these people. It's unbelievable. Some people have like they wait a real long time before they do something about these eruptions in their skin. One guy had almost like a fucking horn coming out of his head, like some growth. And I'm like, you waited till it was like you waited
and you can
years.
Pop that?
Yeah,
sounds like it would kill you.
They pop. They have. I love too. Some of these guys have things to pull shit out of your ear. God, you should see what's doing in people's ears. I wonder if I don't think I have anything like that, but. They take this metal thing with a little scooper at the end, and they start to dig into these guys' ears, and they run some liquid through it, and shit comes out of their ears like you wouldn't believe, and I love watching it. I love it. I love it.
I don't know how you have time for all of that and the guitar too.
Yeah, well, sometimes I take a break from the guitar, and then I'll allow 10 minutes for scrolling. Like after dinner, Beth and I like to sit on the couch with the cats, and then I put on my Instagram and I scroll. And that's when lady boys, and I go, you got to see this. And she goes, please don't send me any more pictures of lady boys. I go, no, you got to see this one.
Boy.
This one looks exactly like a woman.
Lady boy.
She goes, I don't care. I go, how can you not want to see this? It drives me crazy that someone wouldn't want to look at a lady boy.
I don't know why you're sending them to her so her feed can get filled up with ladyboy.
I don't know.
Ladyboy.
I don't know, but she gets really annoyed when I'm looking at ladyboys. And I don't blame her. But
And
then
there's
I was,
one thing that is kind of contradictory. You love watching people lose weight, but you hate
Yes.
them losing weight on Ozempic or
Yeah.
one of those drugs.
I love the before and after of a fat person then being skinny. I hate Ozempic skinny because they don't have to work at it, and it pisses me off. It's just like, again, I've said this a million times, so I don't want to be so redundant, but it bears repeating. It just sucks that something I'm able to do, which is willpower and not eat so I don't get completely disgusting. And now everyone who was disgusting is now great looking and thin, and they did no work for it. It just is making me nuts. Like, I love
Oprah
Jason
says
losing weight.
She had a medical condition.
Who had a medical condition?
Oprah.
Yeah, it's called eating too much. That's the medical
she
condition.
says it was the food noise in her head.
Oh,
the
stop it.
Ozempic drives the food noise away.
I have the same food noise, and I say no because you're not gonna fit into your pants. I'm able to say no. A medical condition was eating hot dogs and pizza. I saw Jason at the Christmas party. He's thin, and I love him for it because he lost his weight. You know, he did it. He
Yes.
changed his eating habits.
But you don't know whether he's on something now. Maybe he's
No, he's not.
succumbed.
He's not. But I hate Gary and Richard losing weight on Ozempic. Like, I just want them to be fat so badly. And I am, and believe me, if you're on Ozempic and you're thin, just know I'm looking at you thinking, I wish you were fat. I am. That's what I'm thinking.
But also now I see that Amy Schumer, people have seen her looking
looks great.
very thin. She looks
fabulous. Right.
And she said it wasn't about looks for her. It was about her health.
All right. But she happens to look real good. I don't know. I get very upset when I hear they're close to curing baldness. I hate that. There were friends of mine.
I heard this morning there's a new product. They're not
Yeah.
sure. They haven't seen it
I hate that.
compared to the other drugs they've been using. But I say stop looking to these drugs to fix everything. They always have side effects. Good Lord.
Well, I don't care about that. I say stop looking to fix things that I already have.
Stop.
I'm thin and I have hair.
How
why
about
can't-
learning to cure things?
They never-
Not.
Oh, no one's doing that. Why can't they cure something that's wrong with me? I got plenty. Why can't they grow my penis bigger? Why that they can't figure out. That they're never going to have a pill for.
No good remedy for that.
They had a remedy for that. I'd gobble that shit right down. It'd be outrageous. There'd be none left. I'd take it all. I'd be all penis. What are you going to do? There's two things I have: thin and hair. They cured. Bastards. Life's not fair.
Well, they're not sure about the hair thing. There's the doctor finally ended it by saying there's no great cure
Let's hope.
for men's hair loss.
Well, there is some sort of cure because I do have friends who mysteriously now have hair. So I think they perfected these hair transplants because I'm
The
telling
hair
you,
transplants have gotten better.
yeah. No, something's happening there. Yeah, I mean, I was looking over Sal. He has way more hair than he did 20 years ago. So something's up there.
That's true.
Yeah.
But Sal still has that same personality. They can't fix that.
I'd love if like Sal's hair, whatever he's doing, went berserk, and then he had a proceeding hairline, not a receding, but like it like covered his nose, like it literally
Like he was
started
like
creeping.
Wolf Boy.
Like Wolf Boy. Yeah.
It went too far.
Coming soon to the Howard Stern Show, JD Harmeyer smashes things at a rage room to relieve his stress.
JD at the Rage Room.
Cable box, you motherfucker.
JD at the Rage Room.
Losing a goddamn bet every fucking day. Oh, fuck.
He's gonna smash and bash. He's gonna kick some ass. It's JD at the Rage Room coming to the Howard Stern Show.
Those motherfuckers that got McDonald's caviar, you hate you so much. God damn it.
Ready for big fun?
Start for free at Chumba Casino. Sign up and enjoy a welcome bonus with gold coins and sweeps coins to explore hundreds of online social casino games, all from your phone. Spin, play, and discover something new whenever you feel like it, with no downloads needed. More games, more ways to play. Let's Chumba. Only available in permitted states. No purchase necessary. See terms and conditions for details. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21+.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband Ryan died. He was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had the foresight to get life insurance. Because we had the 2 small children, he decided it was important to get it to make sure that we would have enough in case anything ever happened. The bills were covered, the mortgage was paid, so I could focus on my kids. With Ethos, getting life insurance is fast, affordable, and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exam, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. We truly don't know how much time we have. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the time and the space we needed to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/quote. That's ethos.com/quote. Ethos.com/quote. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code SIRIUS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hear every game of the NBA playoffs on SiriusXM. He's going to fire up a 3 for the win! Don't miss a second of the action all the way through the NBA Finals. On NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the SiriusXM app.
This is George Takei. I support my body, my choice. And speaking of choices and bodies, Timothy Chalamet is my body of choice. Delicious. You're listening to The Howard Stern Show.
Welcome to Wakpak Dating Profiles. Meet Tan Mom.
Jiminy Cricket.
Get ready to fall in love. What is your name?
Patricia Marie.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a buyer for clothing, Coco Chanel.
What do you do for fun?
Tennis, golf, swim, Porsche, Lamborghinis. I like the jet-setting life.
So sexy. What are you looking for in a man?
Someone tall.
Yes.
Has his own life so he doesn't depend on me.
Sexy lady.
And party, have fun, make fires.
So beautiful. What is your ideal meal that you would cook for a man?
Stuffed clams, salmon, balsamic, dry garlic bread. Why is it dry? Because you're going to have red wine.
Yes. Do you believe in love at first sight?
Yes, that was the only one I ever loved was Mark. I got off the yacht, Mark was standing there. It's like we were called Ken and Barbie, and he was the one. And my mother messed that up, but let's not go here and touch this.
So beautiful. Mark, if you are listening to this and would like to get in touch with Tan Mom, please email us at sternshow@howardstern.com.
Hey, so I want to talk about. All right, I'm going to talk about Rob Reiner was stabbed to death in his home. One report was that his wife, Rob Reiner, and his wife are dead now. And I woke up to that. I was like, "What?" And then one report was
the
that
first thing I heard this morning.
Yeah, me too. And as I was like trying to breathe in 4 times and breathe out 8 times, and don't ask. But I read that and I got really, really upset, which I think my psychiatrist will be happy to hear. I was able to have empathy. something I don't normally have. So anyway, I just got really sad because to me, Rob Reiner, excuse me, I'm a little phlegmy. I think because I've been up for like ever. Hold on.
Oh, jeez. Thank you very much for the contribution.
I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you. Anyway, what was I going to tell you? So Rob Reiner.
You were saying something about one version was Rob Reiner and his wife?
One thing I read was that, I think it was People Magazine or somebody was saying that it was the son who killed them, but then the point is, what I'm trying to say is that has not yet been told as the
verified.
Truth.
Yeah,
that has not been verified. So let's hang on to that.
Because the first thing I heard was that Rob Reiner was dead, and then they said, and his wife is also dead, and you're like, wait a minute, how does that happen? And so you start going, well, wait a minute, was it a home invasion? Was it somebody they know?
Well, the official word from the LAPD is they're investigating an apparent homicide. So we're not jumping to any conclusions. But I did want to say I just thought the world of this guy. I interviewed him either 2 or 3 times. One time, in fact, with his son, because they had put out a movie. Rob put out a movie with his son that was loosely based. It was called Charlie, based on his experiences with his son. And I guess his son was troubled. And the son came in and talked about it. And I got to tell you, from my vantage point, and again, I mean, I didn't know Rob Reiner really well. I didn't know him personally, but I interviewed him. He just seemed like the most loving guy. And anytime I've seen him interviewed or on TV, you just fall in love with this guy. When I think about his life, a charmed life in a sense that he was Carl Reiner's son, and Carl Reiner was a genius. But also, oh my God, what a pressure to have your father be Carl Reiner, and you want to go into the movie business and the funny business. And Carl Reiner was a genius. And Carl Reiner, an intimidating guy, worked with Steve Martin on The Jerk, and, a superstar.
Created the Dick Van Dyke Show. And the whole thing.
The whole thing. And so Rob going into show business is like very, very difficult because, yes, you have some advantages, but also, it's Rob Reiner's kid. How good could he be? But anyway, of course, we all know he landed the job on All in the Family. He was fabulous as Meathead. And then if that's all he had done, he still would have been a legend. Then he started directing, and the first film is This Is Spinal Tap. Then that was back in like 1984, This Is Spinal Tap, which was brilliant. Misunderstood probably when it first came out.
Because when we found out it was Carl Reiner, we were like,
no, Rob Reiner.
Meathead?
Rob
Reiner. Rob Reiner. Yeah. That Meathead could direct a movie?
Right. So then he did Stand By Me as a director, The Princess Bride, and then the brilliant When Harry Met Sally. I'm sure Billy Crystal is completely freaked out right now. Then the best movie ever, I don't know the year, probably 1990, Misery. Yes. Which was unbelievable with Kathy Bates and James Caan. If you've never seen that movie, you got to see it. And then A Few Good Men he directed. And not to mention, there's others too. But Princess Bride, did I mention that? But,
yes, you did.
Yeah. The guy was a genius. But here's the thing. Every time I saw him interviewed, whether he was talking about politics or just talking about life, I was, in my fantasy, I was like, well, there's the greatest father in the world. And there's the greatest human being in the world. He just seemed to be so down to earth and connected. Again, you don't know someone, from interviews and things, but you can kind of get the idea.
But he was mild-mannered and he was caring. He always
humble.
Cared about people. Yeah. He, whenever he talked in a political way, it was about what was affecting the people.
Well, I felt so bad when I heard the news that he is in fact dead. It really rocked me. And, I'm not often touched by a celebrity death or something because it's so far removed from my own life. But that guy, there was something about him. I just thought the world of him. And when he was on our show one time, he even talked about his dad, and I asked him if he was intimidated by his dad. And here he was telling me about he had the balls finally at a certain age to pitch an idea to his father and Mel Brooks.
My dad and Mel Brooks, they were preparing to do the Ed Sullivan Show, and you only get like 6 minutes, and I came up with an idea for a joke. I was like 16 at the time.
Right.
And I came up with an idea for a joke, and I came down into the room where they were, and I said, I think I might have something, and I was like terrified, because I had this.
You're pitching.
And I'm pitching to my dad and Mel Brooks, and I had this joke, and they actually used it. That was like the greatest thrill.
Well, that is great.
Yeah.
And I would think pitching to those guys, and then if you get smacked down, that's it. Then you can't talk in a room.
Oh, God.
And then the best is, I was so curious about this, when your dad is Carl Reiner, and he was telling me, Rob was telling me about how he watched his dad work on the Dick Van Dyke Show, and I was fascinated by that, the idea of it.
I used to go down to the Van Dyke Show, watch my dad work with the actors, and I saw how they worked with the cameras and how he fixed the scripts, and I studied all that stuff, and I wanted to be
Did you get competitive with him?
I felt that way. He didn't feel that way with me. I felt like I wanted to be. I remember one time walking into his office and sitting down. Now, he wrote 20, 25 scripts every year by himself. And I sat behind his desk, and I was like, 14, 15 years old. I said, how the hell am I going to do this? I can't do this.
How did he do it? Was he alone when he wrote these scripts?
Yeah.
And you would walk in, and I guess he had a typewriter at that point.
Yeah.
And he'd sit there and just bang it out like it was not like Mozart banging out a song, right?
And I remember as a kid, I knew he was having struggles with coming up with ideas because he would wander into my room and he would say, anything interesting happened to you?
Anything going on here?
Maybe you can tell. Yeah, so I always knew he was a little stuck.
Jeez,
That's
what a life.
amazing.
Amazing stuff. To lose him is a real loss. Rob Reiner, what a beautiful man. And I don't know if the son was involved or not. I mean, it's unfair to even talk about that until there's
I hadn't even heard that